Stays crunchy and milk.
Welcome to
Stays crunchy and milk.
Yes, it's Cleveland's longest running podcast and the place to hang with your internet besties. Got questions or comments? The email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy, of course, being spelled with a K.
Stays crunchy.
You can also give us a call or message us at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays crunchy.
We're available anywhere fine podcasts are, and of course at the website stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And now,
Stays crunchy.
on with the
Stays
show.
crunchy. Stays crunchy. Stays crunchy. Stays crunchy. Stays crunchy. Stays crunchy and milk.
I sent T something on the internet, like right before we start recording, and then my computer had a hiccup, and when I got back, he was cracking up from said internet video, and the subject matter was about soaking. Do you know what soaking is, Lunch?
I do. Actually, I just heard someone use that in a reference yesterday.
Oh, what was the reference you heard it in yesterday? If you don't mind saying.
I was watching people play Call of Duty, and I don't remember the exact conversation, but someone was just like, I'm into soaking or something like that.
Oh,
It was a joke or whatever based on what they were saying.
should I play the video right quick?
yeah.
So they can hear it?
But yeah, I know what soaking is. It's very popular. The reference was to the Mormon college out in like Utah or whatever.
Exactly.
So, forgive me. This video is asking Utah couples if they soak. So let me fire this up right quick.
Is dating?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you guys soak?
No.
No.
You probably don't even know what that means.
I know what
huh?
that is.
You do? How do you know what that means?
I Googled it.
For real?
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok.
So now are you more down to soak with her?
Yeah, now that she knows. At first I thought she didn't know what it means.
Yeah. Sure.
We need a shaker though.
I'll shake any
You
day.
will? For free?
Yeah. Are other people trying to charge?
50 at least, like per shake. Like, and you can go up in price like 100 for like a big one, like Tornado almost.
It's pretty lucrative. Are you guys dating?
Okay, they've added a dynamic that I'm unfamiliar with.
I have
Was
heard of
the shaker?
Yeah.
I have heard of the shaker. I did not know of the charging shaker. That is an addition that I wasn't aware of, but I did know about the shaker.
Now, when they say charging, do they mean a fee or like is it electronic?
No, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what kind of
it's-
charging are we talking here?
Yeah, they charging a fee to
Not
have you
magic
come in
fingers.
come in and shake it.
Which I always wanted to try that. I thought when I got older and went to a hotel, I would have a bed with magic fingers. Like, can't wait. They could just use one of those instead. But, yeah, a shaker that straight up shakes the bed. And this motherfucker was talking about like a tornado. Somebody must have to shake that bed off fucking hard. And depending on how long the encounter is, you vigorously shake it for, I would say, even, I guess, let's be fair, say 7 to 10 minutes is a fucking task. So I can see why you would have to charge for that.
Truly had not considered that perspective. But that's wild. Listener, if you don't know what soaking is, it seems to be a do I use tradition? Is that turn of phrase I want to flip?
No, it's you can use tradition, but it's like maybe a sexual technique.
It's a sex act.
Yes,
seemingly done by young Mormons, so
as
that
a
they
loophole.
are actually having sex. But what they are doing is inserting P into V, which right there, they were sex happened, and they just kind of chill inside of with one another, unless they bring in the shaker, who then shakes the bed because, you know what I'm saying, they're not doing any action. The bed's just jiggling. And
Look at me jiggle.
it's like there's no way that people believe that is not getting down with the get down. I don't trust these people. But then I guess I have seen like I've seen videos of people, you know, talking to people at various Mormon colleges and so forth, and they do be seeming just blind to the world.
I mean, I guess maybe in our generation it was the only mouth stuff. Then it moved on to.
See, I'm telling you, man, in 5 years, hand stuff is what I was aware of.
So. Well,
it was called heavy petting.
Okay, so first hand stuff only, or no? At first, was it just outer course like dry humping?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go like outer course because I remember some mean hump sessions back in the day, and then it was
they called it hunching down south.
Okay, because I mean honestly To be perfectly frank, I was a good ass adult before I started getting some real mouth stuff going. So I wasn't really no teenage stuff. So mouth stuff, and then like I don't know if this is lunch generation. You can keep me honest, but like doing butt stuff instead. Like no vaginal, just butts.
I mean, the late '90s really popularized the rear end. You know, thong song, back that ass up. We had a lot of anthems.
I wonder if that why like you know was that not Xers but Gen Zers like are really into eating ass because like they in there, you know. Their grandma in the kitchen, and then you know Pepsi brought to you by Thong come on. It's like, oh man, there's nothing but ass in this video.
Plus, like we had like you know Lita in wrestling popularizing the thong. Like,
oh yeah,
thongs and asses were out here in full force.
And then of course Jennifer Lopez was like
popularizing. You know, the booty was the thing.
Yes,
it was I remember it was Aaron Hall's lady.
Yes,
can we trace it back to Sir Mix-a-Lot?
It might
like
be
big
because
I remember.
It was a episode of Friends where when Ross and what's her name, Emma, had the little baby, and Ross and Rachel finally had a kid. She loved hearing I like big butts and I can't not lie.
Yeah.
So it might Sir Mix-a-Lot might be the edge of that theory lunch. You might be right on that. It was like, yeah. When I was 7 years old, I remember trying to kick those nasty thoughts. But I remember John Stamos. I don't know what program he was on, but he was saying how the butt crack was the new cleavage. And I was like, is it really? Might be.
I don't think I ever appreciate the butt crack. Like you know, like if they had like we're gonna go with like a plumber ass.
Yeah,
because that's what it seems like he's saying. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it was nice. I remember being in high school and like there was this one cheerleader. She sat in front of me in English class junior year, but she wasn't like the typical cheerleader. Like she hung out with like the goth kids and stuff, so she had a little edge to her. And I remember like she used to sit in front of me all the time. Boy. And she her ass crack was in front of me like all the time. Like she frequently did not wear underwear.
Or where was it the low rise age or just no underwear?
Pretty sure it was no underwear. I had a lot of looks.
Because that was like around that same was that the Britney Spears slave age? I'm a slave for you. And she
the whale tail era.
No, like
she was listening to things like ICP though.
Oh, okay. But no, like so Britney Spears popularized, from what I know, it might be some other women up in there, but like the jeans, the only like it leaves some butt crack to the for not the imagination, but the opposite of that. Like it stopped right there. If you got a high butt crack,
the low rise jeans, but basically hold on to the hips.
Yes,
for dear life.
Buggers, yes. Like and then they had to make underwear to help out with that situation.
Quite. Yeah, the little. Yeah. Okay, or life.
But okay, so this is the question I posed to you before we get down to other skin business. With all these things popularized now, is eating ass grosser than sucking on toes? Or like which one, like, push come to shove, which one do you think people are more likely to do now?
I think they're more apt to eat ass. I think is grosser than sucking on toes, and that's coming from a man who hates feet. But I say that because I think it's easier to make sure their feet is clean than their butthole is clean. Only because I know what comes out of the hole, But maybe it's a personal thing.
I feel like nowadays, like I think more people will lick a chocolate starfish before they put a Pinky Winky and Blinky in their mouth.
I find the very notion of sucking toes to be the high-keyest, grossest thing. In like, I mean, it's not as gross as having somebody duke on you, but it's up there for me in the realm of gross sexual acts.
Yeah, like it's in the same book, but it ain't in the same chapter. I don't never want nobody to shit on my chest, like never in my life, like that. If I have to come at y'all with a story like that, y'all know I was in some deep trouble. And I was like, Lunch, listen. I know I got shit on my chest right now, but I can tell you what happened. Yeah, I don't never want nobody to shit on my chest. Ever.
I think there's levels to it too. Like, depending on the consistency and whatnot, it could be worse one way or the other. Because, like, if it's like a brick, it's going to be gross. But, like, a brick could fall off right away. But if it's like Hershey in nature, like, that's a lot harder to get off.
I don't care if Nia Long and Rosie Perez, which has always been my two, like my whole life, was like, hey, Poppy, if you let me do that, it's like we go take a shower afterwards and everything is on, I probably still wouldn't do it. I probably still couldn't. Because I did what you saying, Lunch, but at the same time, it's like, oh, it might start off as a break, but the way you start ain't always the way you finish. Ain't no guarantees.
Again, I'm not saying sucking toes reaches to that high heights, that Everest of gross. It's kind of gross, in my opinion. What?
But at the same time, I feel like, and I know this ain't much of a difference, I feel like I could lick a toe, but I don't ever think I could suck a toe.
Hey.
I might be able to, like, I don't know, like put my nose on there and give it a fake one. I'm using my nose. But yeah, I don't know.
As far as the cleanliness of the bum, if we use adult stars as the reference point, they always talk about how the process they go through to make sure everything's clean back there for performance issue reasons.
Okay,
and so I know it is quite possible to have let's go with clean situation.
but you're talking about
back
fucking professionals. I'm talking about the everyday Susie come lately that you
I'm
meet
telling
at
you
the
right
local
now.
watering hole. Because I know how dirty my ass can get. I can only imagine what the people around me are going through. You know,
So
like I'm no performance artist. No one's over here bleaching my bum.
I would argue that one should probably save that particular activity for somebody a familiar situation, not a stranger.
You know, there's something else to this too that makes me lean towards the toes than the other. I don't trust people to control their bowel type movements, whether that be flatulence or whatever, because I know sometimes I fart involuntarily. This shit goes down in the streets, and I don't want my mouth near the hole when the comes in or out.
I hate to do this to anybody who loves me and is listening to this program right now. I'm sorry, but I got to be true with you, boy. Never concern. Never a concern in that situation. I want you to know that and feel that in your heart, and know
And I'm
that
glad
I know
that you
it
can
because I know
live
it.
your life with that ease, and I'm happy for you. But we don't
Yeah.
share the same
That's one of those things
level of comfort there.
where you don't have to be ill at ease about. Put that to you like that and leave it there. Let's all walk away from that particular one. But like I said, man, it's wild out here sometimes, but then it's not wild out here. And also, I haven't been out here in forever, so I have no idea how wild it has gotten. So it might.
I'd rather
out.
suck a toe than lick an armpit, though.
I like armpits. I dig it. So, but I'm not licking. I'm more of a I can appreciate that armpit.
Yeah, I don't want to be licking on aluminum, so. But like, I mean, honestly,
you don't want any tussie.
No tussie up in this bitch.
No tussie.
No tussie in the champagne room.
Shit.
Yeah,
Man, I made a champagne room reference like an hour ago.
That is Ant's third in a row with on this show. There have been 3 weeks straight now with this where he has made a champagne room reference.
I mean, other than like, is it a black girl lost her soda owe you for ice? Is one of the most one of the best references to use. It's like, hey man, it don't go down like that in real life.
Yeah, yeah, man. I just I dig the female form, man. I really am. I'm very hetero in that regard. You know what I'm saying? I can appreciate a handsome bloke, like that's an attractive man or whatever. But I really appreciate the female form, head to toe, man, and I just get down with it. And I can and for years I was like, how do people think toes is attractive? Until I saw some toes, and I was like, oh, those are nice looking toes. They done up well, you know what I'm saying? They clean, they whatever. So then it's like, I'm like, there you go. That's how people I can therefore appreciate them, but then I don't get aroused by them. So I'm not that intense about it, but I can certainly be like, those are nice looking toes.
I can definitely appreciate, like you said, I can appreciate it. Like, I kind of feel like Eddie Murphy made a lot of dudes my age and maybe a little bit younger have foot fetishes from watching Boomerang, because I've heard that like more than once, like several times. Like, hey man, like I watched Boomerang and like he told me that's what's sexy, and and that's where they got that particular thing from. So, but. Yeah. I mean, I can appreciate anything that's beautiful, but at the same time, a very quick turn. I remember, I had what I would consider like you appreciate different women you come across, but like it was one I came across and she was musty one day. I mean, I never looked at her the same, and then like it seemed like. I don't know. That shit must have been a test from up above or down below. But she tried to talk to me, and she was fucking musty as hell. And I was just like, "Whoa, what is this? What is this? What kind of sign is this? What kind of hellish sign is this? The one time you try to approach me, you musty as the Dickens." I was just like, "Oh man,
flip, my guy. is a slight bit of stank. Pheromones, real funk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like it. Not funk, not like you said musty as hell. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, what am I thinking? Maybe the next morning funk or something. I don't know.
I ain't got it. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got it. I ain't got that dog in me, man.
Dude,
I,
head to toe, man. I'm telling you, I like how women look. I like how they smell. I just dig chicks, man. This is who I am. It's what it is. It's got something to it. It's like, yeah, I like that. I dig the way this feels and smells and touches my brain and so forth. And I get it. And who knows, your boy might just be on some old super freak shit. I might be a weird dude, and I accept that too. That's quite plausible. But also, it just seems so, vanilla. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really on some old wild ass shit. I'm not really out there, and it's just like the most, like I said, it's like I said, I can appreciate what I can appreciate. Piercings, I like piercings.
Oh man, like nipple piercings are like so sweet. Is there something about like seeing that bar across like, ooh. But I like tattoos somewhat.
Yep.
Man, a thick golf girl is a nice thing to see every once in a while. Nothing wrong with it. I remember, I probably have said this on the show before, but like I remember me and the boys were at the mall, and in the parking lot, I seen a black dude like, gothed up, and like, not far behind, you seen a thick necromancer behind him, and I'm like, I get it, bro. I get it. I understand. Because this dude was gothed up, like he had his hair all spiky and shit. I was like, I get it, man. If I was about 35 years younger.
Oh shit, with 2 C's, of course. Oh my gosh, let me get to a proper show. We done went like 20 damn minutes, y'all. That's some wild shit. Hey man, if y'all think I'm, like I said, if you the listeners think I'm out of my hookup or whatever, or like, nah, man, these things are regular schmegular. You know what I'm saying? Holler at your boy. Let me know. Let us know. By all means, you know what I'm saying? You always join in on this particular conversation because it's just some realness. You know what I'm saying? Something you think is whatever. Also, just your opinion on soaking, because that was wild to me. That's right there. See to me, that stands out to me as wild. But also, it also seems to be very concentrated in that over in the western part of the world of the United States, where folk get down with Latter-day Saintisms. So,
soaking is just as ours. Oh, this is just a tip, baby, just a tip.
It is literally that, and I'm just like, people, it's just cop to what it is, and be cool. You good, man? You good, baby? We know. Drop down a manhole. A rap ammo blows out your candle. Check. Yo, drop down a manhole. A rap ammo blows out your candle. Have Wu-Tang tagged up on your tombstone by Gano. Release your info. Fofo increase your heart tempo. Scared your ass, you jump through a closed window. To 100 beats per second. My mic's secret weapon. Infuriate your style. To that of Led Zeppelin. Encyclopedia Britannica. Hanna-Barbera world of super adventure. Couldn't give a proper word of the scripture of my man. You're just a flicker to my inferno. We burn for eternal. MCs are like popcorn. We popping every kernel. Jots in your journal. Reach hot like a thermal. Nuclear explosion under my control of your country like the Federal Enforcement Management Agency. My technique be vocabulary freak. See, Cypher say my divine is like Dante speak. At most, you be trapped off in Patmos. Get smacked in the back of your neck with the black toast. King Cobra Black Brew back and barefoot. On the roof, dusted out, waiting for chariots. Popping like Orville Redenbacher or Betty Crocker. The pop secret is the 45 Glock locker. Control men like rats that's controlled by Ben or Willard. American Express privileges, blood spillage. We got more balls than billets. Star Spangled Banner soldiers stand up. Cobra Commander, stop the propaganda. 30-shot banana click. Fully loaded radar scanners get decoded. Digital warfare torments your heads. Eyes bloated. Heads exploded. Poison darts quoted. American Eagle stinging up Blue Beetle Bailey on the rocks mixed with Hennessy daily. Keep these scaly Israeli niggas from the clan. We ride the Amistad and harm us the promised land. And then next, you can't escape from the Doctor of Doom. My lyrics zoom on buffoons and take flight like witches' brooms at full moons on all you dumb-dumbs. Washing filthy rhymes away like soap scum. That song goes extra, extra hard. That is, of course, Holocaust, parenthetical, Silkworm by the RZA from the album Bobby Digital in Stereo. And I fucking love it. Hey, welcome to the show. It's episode 530, and it's a New Balance. I'm your host, the Internet's Table 713. Joined as always by my best friends. It's the 216 Zone. Tatum.
Hello.
And of course, it's the big homie Lunchbox 2099.
I'm currently watching this man play this game I've never seen before, and I'm fascinated by it.
What game is
do you
that?
know the title of the game?
Karam King.
Spell that for me.
Guys, public. Appears to be an Indian game because the account is Indian Karam King.
Oh.
I will share it with our group.
Okay.
It kind of reminds me of billiards, but it looks like checkers pieces. It almost looks like checkers banged billiards banged like bocce ball or something like you know the game like the bar game that has like the sand on it and you throw like the discs down it.
Yeah. Shuffle.
Yeah, it
it's
looks like
a,
the three of those combined. Kind of like a shuffleboard.
Why do I know this game? Huh. Bro, if y'all hip to Karam, y'all let your boy know this game is wild. He right. It is all those things mixed in. And I'm trying to watch his style. Yeah, he's just baking in shots.
And he's got like such flow about him. The way he's just casually flicking the thing.
Just vibing.
He's like right before this game, if you translate it, I bet he said, "Bring me Lucille."
And then if you look up the back door back there, it's just all rubble and shit. Like, this is a wild ass. Where is this? I mean, I assume it's in India, but I don't.
And he's got kind of like this like chill haircut and shit. Like,
yeah, vibes in like a nice little jacket. You know what I'm saying? I gotta know about Karam. I need to know everything about this game going forward. Let's see if I can find. You have to know, people. All right, to the wiki. Karam is a tabletop game of Indian origin in which players flick disc, attempting to knock them to the corners of the board. The game is very popular in the Indian subcontinent and is also known by various names in different languages. In South Asia, many clubs and cafes hold regular tournaments. Karam is very commonly played by families, including children, and at social functions. Different standards and rules exist in different countries. It became very popular in the UK and the Commonwealth during the early 20th century. I just want to play this game now.
Is it like their spades?
Board look cool. What'd you say?
It's like their spades.
You play spades, Box?
I've never been taught.
Ooh. So
I imagine though, like I'd be a quick learner.
I come across videos that be showing motherfuckers cheating at spades, and it bothers me to my core because the one thing that I just never was going to do was cheat in cards. And I get it; it might be a part of that. Like for some people, it might be that's a part of the game, see what you can get away with. But that's never how I was taught to play it, and how I've taught people to play it. So I don't ever have that in my repertoire. I'm like, if you get caught on some bullshit, from what I've always been taught is one, you can get your ass whooped because somebody catch you on some bullshit. Your teammate might whoop your ass, but also the people you're playing against might whoop your ass. But also, like I said, I never tried to try to get away with murder. Like, no, play the game straight up, win or lose, and just have a good time. I love playing spades. I ain't played spades in a minute. Tried to teach the family
Spades
to play
is
it.
a team game?
It is.
I thought it was strictly a solo game.
No, it's a team game, so it's usually 2x2. There's always a little bit of house rulery to it. Like, so some people play
Joker, Deuce, Ace.
Joker, Deuce, Ace. Some people just play with the twos or all the high cards, with the spades being the
Deuce is
the
wild.
highest card. Some people only play with like, what is it? They play with, I'm trying to think of another method I've seen. But Joker, Deuce, Ace is what I grew up with. And there's always an argument on which one is the big joker. Because I would think the one with the big joker would be the big joker. But some people would say, no, the one with the writing is the big joker. And I'm like, illogical to me. It's literally a smaller joker.
It really depends on what you play with, because like some it's a black one and a white one. Some is the actual big one and a little one. Because I think that's what bicycle cards. It's like a big joker and a little joker.
Yeah. And so basically you deal the whole deck. And you look at your cards and you think, you argue, hey, I can get, with the cards I have in my hand, this many books. And your partner will be like, oh, I think I can get this many books. But the reality of it is like, I think if you play with the full deck, it's like 12 available, maybe 13 available to actually get. And so
13.
Yeah. So if you say you got 5, I say I got 6, then it's only 2 outstanding. And if they say they got something like 5 each or something like that, or some number like that, then somebody either lying or somebody really don't know how to read their hand. And you throw out, regular cards first. You can't break spades until spades are broken. So spades can be broken if, let's say, we all throw out clubs, but you don't have any clubs left and it's your time to shine. And so you thought, probably your lowest your lowest spade, just as you can take that without having to throw out a big card. Then spades have been broken, and now spades can be played at all times. You know what I'm saying? They've opened up the table. Now we can all start throwing our spades. And like that, super fun game. I love playing it. It's you try to play it. Some people play no overs. Some people play overs up until like, I think 10. And if you get 10 overs, then you go back like X amount of points.
Yeah, that's a rule I never heard of. Like,
oh, when you gotta
if
you start going over. That's what I said. You're not supposed to go. You're supposed to try to play supposed to play to what you say. You know what I'm saying? If you say you're gonna get 6 books, then you better get them 6 books, and no more, no less. Unless, like I said, sometimes it's just strategic. Sometimes you want to get more books because you want to set the other team. The other team say they're gonna get 6. They're gonna get 6 books. When you make sure they only get 5, then they lose 60 points. You know what I'm saying? It's a great game. Like I said, I could teach you spades in like probably 30 minutes. You'd be like, oh shit, we can work this. And then like I said, I love spades. I've taught over the years so many people to play it. And it's funny to me that my family is like, nah, I'm not fucking with this. And it's like, it's okay. And of course, I hadn't played with people in years, but I do play it on my phone because there's a decent iOS spades game that I enjoy. So I get down with it, man. I'm telling you. I love it. But none of that has anything to do with anything. It was just a box got me interested when he talked about the Karam game, and now I'm rolling. But regular show this week, saying a couple news stories. The gentlemen will catch us up on their goings on this week. I've had nothing going on this week. It's been very quiet in my life, and that's okay. Sometimes that's just how it gets down. And then, of course, some of the assholes.
I didn't leave the house for like 3 days.
So I naturally leave the house at least once a day, every day, twice a day, every day to go take and pick up my child. But I have not been out on these streets. I don't think I have. So I'm with you. It's been a quiet existence, and I'm okay with that, man. But the weather being chaotic. It'd be hot one day and cold and rainy the next. It's like it's a chaotic time in the city. It's in the city of Cleveland, so be wilding out here. But let's get you started with some news. This is my good man's over the Ohio Capital Journal, my men's and ladies and MBs. So we good to the people. This is a commentary, is what this man describes this as, and I was like, oh shit, that's what's going on? And I didn't understand. This story broke something down for me that I wasn't picking up on. And now that I picked up on, I'm like, okay, let's ride. David DeWitt on the byline. Now or later, Ohio's marshmallow test on legal adult use recreational marijuana. The Stanford marshmallow test stands as perhaps one of the most famous psychological experiments of the last 50 years. Put one marshmallow in front of a child and tell them if they wait 15 before eating it, they'll get more marshmallows. But if you eat that one marshmallow before time is up, no more will be coming. It's an exercise in delayed gratification. With the issue of legal recreational marijuana, State Senate Republican and Governor Mike DeWine are essentially conducting a marshmallow test of their own on Ohioans. Have access to marijuana now by letting lawmakers overhaul the legal weed laws voters passed in November with 57% support, or simply wait patiently for the law as it was passed to take effect in the summer and fall. Even though marijuana is legal in Ohio now, Ohio law has no system set up yet for people to legally buy it. The Ohio Senate has passed a proposal to overhaul the law passed by voters. Their votes would allow medical dispensaries to sell recreationally immediately, but it would limit homegrown, reduce THC levels, and ban the vast majority of vapes. In the attempt to get the Ohio House to move this overhaul forward, Senate Republicans attached to an unrelated House bill that would revise the state's liquor control laws. But so far, the House is not budging. Y'all know what it is. If y'all been listening for a long time, I'm not going to read the whole part where they say what the Senate version would do, blah, blah, blah. Significantly, though, the Senate bill would redirect most of the revenue from legalized weed into funding Republican law enforcement priorities instead of community programs and addiction treatment services authorized by voters under the law passed in November. And then there's a whole breakdown of numbers. Over in the Ohio House, Republican State Representative Jamie Callender has introduced a bill making minor clarifications to the law as passed by voters and keeping intact the revenue distribution passed by voters, which was, of course, 36% to the host community cannabis fund, 36% to cannabis social equity and jobs fund, 12.5% for substance abuse addictions, and Ohio's 988 suicide and crisis lifeline fund, 10% for substance abuse and addiction fund that would provide mental health and addiction services for county jails, 3% for Division of Marijuana Control and Department of Taxation, 2.5% for mental health and addiction services. That's basically how the law is written. DeWine, meanwhile, said that although he opposed the issue 2 in November, he wants to get Ohioans access to legal weed as soon as possible as a way to combat the black market. I always feel just a little racist when they say it. I know it's not the black market, but it feels like they're saying the black market. He's also called for additions to the law around advertising and certain restrictions to protect children, as well as addressing the currently unregulated Delta 8 that can be purchased by minors. Callender has said the Ohio Senate version is unacceptable, and the Ohio Senate certainly isn't taking up Callender's proposal protecting the law as passed by voters. Callender doesn't seem to mind, though, knowing that in this instance, inaction is a friend. We are continuing to do nothing, he said. Let the will of the people go into effect. In other words, Callender and the Ohio House are passing the marshmallow test, while Ohio State Senate Republicans are doing everything they can to overturn the will of the voters and convince us it's somehow best to eat our single marshmallow now and be grateful. I've always been fond of a particular line from the French sculptor Auguste Rodin. Patience is also a form of action. It's worth keeping in mind now and always. Word up, David. DeWitt, Mr. DeWitt. I rarely will ever try to give anybody credit for not doing their job. But in this case, the House is right. I've been wondering why they wouldn't taking up these proposals because, you know what I'm saying, that's they click. But now I see what it is. You're like, nah, leave that shit be. It's well written. It was well written off the rip. And I would not doubt if we looked into Callender's fundraising, he might be getting dough from the operations. I believe my man Nick Lachey is part of the operation who was trying to get the legal marijuana in this state. So my 98 degree boys, if you know, you know.
Una noche.
Give me just one night.
Una noche.
This is definitely right in up my street, down my alley, in my wheelhouse, however you wish to word this. It's from the good people overseeing. Mark Opera on the byline. Massive astronaut training camp is set for Brook Park. It gets county funds. Forget Houston. NASA's next fleet set to work on the ISS could be trained at Blue Abyss's facility. 82 years after NASA's Glenn Research Center opened at the heel of Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, a new aerospace facility is set to break ground in Northeast Ohio. But not just any research center, the largest commercial astronaut training center in the world. Blue Abyss, an aerospace company headquartered in Cornwall, UK, has been eyeing since late 2022 some 13 acres of untouched land in Brook Park to build its first American campus for future dwellers of the International Space Station. And yesterday, following a meeting with Cuyahoga County Finance and Budgeting Committee, it got a nice pre-development boost, a $450,000 grant. A way to tap into the booming private investment into space and deep sea exploration, see SpaceX and Blue Origin. John Vickers, Blue Abyss founder and British Army veteran, set out to create a one-stop campus to house training for a variety of disciplines in the world of marine and space exploration. One with a human centrifuge for high G research, a parabolic flight simulator for microgravity experiences, and a pool for freedivers and astronauts to simulate space or test autonomous underwater vehicles. A cavernous pool with enough water to fill 17 Olympic-sized ones, with a cylindrical shaft 150 feet deep to aid deep sea simulation. About as tall as the Cleveland Public Library on Superior Ave. It's a good reference. And to house all of the visiting NASA students and deep diving shift workers, Blue Abyss is planning a 130-room boutique hotel. Such a campus, which would cost roughly $235 million to build and would break ground later this year, would lure novices and veterans alike seeking extreme environment training, Blue Abyss COO Mark Drew told County Council. Those who might otherwise head to NASA's Neutral Buoyancy Lab in Houston or the Deep Research Labs in the UK. There are other companies that can provide some aspects for astronaut training, Drew said, but the ability to take an astronaut and put them through the long arm centrifuge so that they can experience high G forces the next day, put them onto the parabolic flight so they can experience very quickly zero G, the ability to put them in the pool so they can experience doing spacewalks. That will be unique. That will be unique global capability, he said. And Drew and others argue a decent job creator, since 1,759 full-time equivalent jobs could pop up. A Kent State University study done last year found a count that could grow to 3,900 by 2029 and 3.5 million jump in Brook Park's tax revenue. That's, of course, if Blue Abyss wavy campus actually opens its doors in 2026. Several of council worried that the Dream Center for Northeast Ohio Aerospace could go the route of the Icebreaker wind farm offshores of Lake Erie that was put on hold due to a lawsuit and concerns about killing birds. That's some whole shit. It's our anti-state government who is opposed to natural energy. But whatever. Yeah, I'm worried about killing birds that never have been an issue before that don't be out there kicking it. But don't get me started on that shit. Anyway, the project went on for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and we're not close to substantially completing that project, District 6 Councilman Jack Schrone said. Fortunately, we didn't have any funds there. This is not a project that's without risk, District 2 Councilman Dale Miller added. This is new and difficult undertaking, and it's not typical for the county to be involved in the pre-development stage. But our intention is to give the project a catalytic boost and a critical time that's necessary for them to bring the following stages to completion. But such risk, mining rising construction costs and high interest rates, come with a potential that could be parsed down to one word: limitless. It's a bit more to that article, but I want to share my screen so you guys can see that right quick. I just like the way this building looks. Or has the potential to look if created. But look at that bad boy.
It looks like the Sydney Opera House.
Yeah, it kind of sort of. Let me see if I can get a little closer for you. But yeah, I know, I dig it. That's very I don't know,
very
superhero
wavy,
building-esque. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, that kind of vibe, you know? So I hope that you know me. You know I'm super into space. We just had a conversation last week. I'm super into space travel and so forth and so on. So if we could be training the next generation of astronauts, like in my neck of the woods, I'm down for the cause.
I'm kind of hoping Dr. Dre gets involved so we can get some astronauts.
I mean, he's a doctor, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's required, you know? STEM and all that good stuff, research. Those are your news stories for the week. We play Give and Go, and I pass over, man. And first up, as always, is Tatum. What's the good word, bro?
So, something pretty. I seen a pretty interesting video the other day on the internet, and I was just like, they're pretty right. They were saying that Jenny from Forrest Gump is like probably one of the most evil characters of all time in media, in movies.
Ooh, okay, do that.
So they were saying like Forrest chased her ever since he was a little kid. She disrespects him like every chance she gets to. Then when she finally like wants to settle down with him, she has hid a child from him for about 6 years. And she got that boy.
Yes.
And then she soon dies like after that.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
you were hiding a child.
Yeah.
Let that boy come home.
Deadbeat motherfucker playing Border Patrol.
Playing Border Patrol.
And I was just like, it's some holes in there, but that's I guess depending on who you ask, that's pretty accurate. Like, I mean, Jenny was dealing with her own shit. I think that was a stage.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Jenny had a lot of different problems.
Lot of baggage, a lot of issues. And so I feel like evil is intentional. And I don't feel like she was intentionally trying to shit on my man Forrest. But still.
It just brings me more to like, I gotta read that goddamn book. I need to get to the bottom. Like, I know Gump and Company, like, it's pretty much like I need to find I'm sure I could pay some money to get it, but like, man, I need to listen to the Forrest Gump book, and I need to listen to both of them unabridged, so I can dig deep into seeing how evil Jenny is. Because Forrest was on some shit too for some couple things. Like, first of all, don't go up in the Black Panther Party fucking up shit for us. Come on, man. That's the first thing. Second, like, I don't know. It's always something about somebody who try extra hard that is like, come on, man. Like, I understand you got your problems for us, but like, you trying too hard. Like, you need to fall back just a little bit. But what other movies are like characters that you think people sympathize with, or TV, that is like, nah, that person ain't right. That person is really the true villain.
Ooh.
I know before you mentioned Peggy Hill, T.
Yes. Yeah. Peggy Hill is
I just saw something about that the other day on Instagram.
Yeah, from
Evil.
Roxy Hayes.
Outright evil. Think about all the shit she did to hate on people's existence. And just like all sorts of people, not just whatever. She would do shit to hate on her son. She would do shit to hate on Hank. She would do shit to hate on my man Bill Dotrieve, and so forth and so on.
She tried to use him a lot.
Yeah, would take advantage of his
affection for
crush
her.
on her, I guess, you know what I'm saying, and get him to do all kinds of other things. Would swear she was so good a teacher when she simply was not. Got mad when the kids liked Hank as a teacher more than they liked her. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the better teacher. You know what I'm saying? So she could have been a supportive spouse, but she wasn't. She was hating because they banged with Hank, because Hank was a hell of a shop teacher. And so over and over again, Peggy Hill is awful, and and so awful and intentionally awful. So again, that's why that intentionality, which like what we were just talking about with Jenny, I think matters so much to the overall situation, man. Just a bad person, and so no love toward Peggy Hill. I love King of the Hill. God, it's such a good show. And of course, you gotta be like, you know what I'm saying, John Redcorn and the wife, whose name I do not remember.
Yeah,
Just whack. Just cruel for no reason. So, yeah, man. I don't get down with the Get Down, but I love that show.
One character that I've always kind of looked at negatively, even though I know I probably shouldn't, is fucking Nick Fury.
Lay it out there for me.
He's always just does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yes.
Keeps everybody in the dark. And I know that's like part of security or whatever, but like, who the fuck made you the head of everyone's free will? You know, like, you're just out here, you're like twisting people's lives to what like you need or what you think people need. And you're like withholding information, putting people down paths without all like with half truths and shit. Like, I guess like if people are willing to give up that kind of freedom, it is what it is. But like, they don't know what they're agreeing to when you're using them. You made the fucking Avengers to be a weapon, not to be like this group of like friends and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like almost like I know one of the big theories out there is like Batman. Like Batman really is it because of him or because of the villains? Which one came first? I think it was really Batman that came first, right? Like
no, because like I said, he had trained to fight street level crime. And then out of nowhere, motherfuckers just was like, oh, I'm about to really show you some crime. So you end up with the Penguin, and Penguin in comics is different than Penguin in like, some of the movies. And he's just he's a mobster. Just straight down, just a mobster. Oswald Cobblepot, you know what I'm saying? He out there, running his mob shit. But then it's like his mob shit is so massive that it has to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? Because he basically runs all of Gotham. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the Joker is wild as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But then like other dude, Scarecrow is like a scientist who is just, you know what I'm saying, basically crazy. Can't do nothing about crazy. Crazy just arrives when crazy does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Riddler is weird in regard because he's just smart and think and it's like, how is this dude the world's greatest detective? How he smarter than me? He can't be smarter than me. You know what I'm saying? Sucker think he good, think he can whoop me, but he can't.
I know he can't whoop me. That nigga whole stylish chump.
Nigga whole stylish chump. So that's just again a little bit of crazy, but also genius. You know what I'm saying? Some levels to that. So that one might be a little bit of.
There's nothing to repeat.
Oh, I'm sorry, Siri. I didn't mean to wake you up, baby. So there might be something to it in regard to a couple of his villains, the Joker in particular. You know what I'm saying? But then like Killer Croc, that's not his fault. He didn't make Killer Croc. That brother showed up. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, so
that one on him.
Psoriasis is a real disease. So
yeah, so you know what I'm saying? What you gonna do about that one? But what I can say is, by the time Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne, I mean, Sam, you know who he is. He is a multi-billionaire, and instead of beating up people in the streets, he probably just funding things that could help the poor. You know what I'm saying? And therefore lessen crime through through altruism and doing well by the people. And if the people's needs are taken care of, then they're less likely to have to do crimes to take care of themselves and their families.
Yeah.
So it becomes like you could have did something, chose not to. So.
Yeah, that's very true. Like I know, like the difference between like him and Spider-Man is like you said, like from the beginning. Like the Lizard was just like a professor who was trying to fix on some shit and stuff end up getting messed up. Yeah. But it just seemed more like to me like you said, Batman could be paying for some shit and be like, you know what, I'm gonna make these doors at Arkham a little bit thicker for y'all. Just can't be coming in and out of here. But
yeah,
then he wouldn't have nothing to do.
It's like they forget he's a billionaire and could probably do something about it with his wallet. as opposed to buying vehicles and smoke bombs and super sweet suits that'll stop him from getting
But
stabbed.
then he
or
wouldn't get to
shot.
punch people.
I mean, he could train children in martial arts.
Hard enough to
Punch
knock
all the
him
damn
out
time.
for an hour, but not hard enough to kill him. Like, that's a precise science. Like, you're going to be knocked out for an hour. A whole hour. But you won't die. And no bruising. Like, I perfected this punch. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so many of Batman's rogues galleries are literally people with mental illness. You know what I'm saying? And smart people with mental illness who are also scientists. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So you have Poison Ivy, Dr. Pamela Isley, who is like, you know what I'm saying? Horticulturist of horticulturists who is like, man, yeah, the world is really kind of taking a change and is doing dirty by the rest of the planet and so forth and so on. We should do something about that. But then like she go a little extra crazy. So she's like, and I'm a scientist who knows how to work these plants. Let me really work these plants. And now they gonna come, you know, eat you or, you know, choke you or so forth and so on. It just, like I said, it becomes like, oh man, you're so smart, you're such a good scientist, and then they go just a little crazy because something happened to push them over that button. You know what I'm saying? Over that edge. Man, Batman's Rose Gallery is pretty stunning. He might have one of the best like villain sets.
I mean, that's why
I do like Spider-Man's, but Spider-Man's is dope because like literally, I got the Sinister Six. And then I can give you some more, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, okay, I dig that. Yeah. Whereas X-Men, it's almost always
the same
Magneto. It's the government, almost always the government. It's like what is it, Hellfire Club? Those dudes. It's always some evil mutants and some mutants who think, yo, man, we good with this. We should be the next level of human evolution. You should respect us because we so flawed. It's like, sure. Or we can just be cool.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Spider-Man and Batman have the most up and up because like comparable villains because like I mean it seems like Superman always just fighting like random ass people. It's all like the people he I feel like Superman should only be like 5 issues because like he has like all this strength and all this power. He could just rip your arms and head off, and it should then it's done.
That's what's dope about Superman, though, because yes, he could, but he does everything in his power to not, and it makes him a good person. Cleveland's own. Don't ever sleep on it.
Yeah, and that's why Zack Snyder. That's why Zack Snyder is so whack.
Yeah, yes, indeed, for sure. But it's like. But that's also just a part of the history of that character because, like I said, these little Jewish kids was like, "Yo, man, power in the hands of the Nazis went unchecked, and they did wild ass shit." Well, this person has unchecked power, but has the good sense to check himself at the door and try not to do the foul shit that he could do if he was just evil.
Yeah,
and so it's very much like because he was born and raised. He's born on another planet, but he was raised in the heart of America and taught good things by good people. There's a book by Mark Millar called Superman Red Sun, which portends what if Superman landed in Soviet Russia and became their version of a Superman, and what would that mean? And of course, it just saying it's wild because it's like he just fighting for communism and so forth and so on. And it's an interesting flip of the situation. But, Superman's dull in that regard. You know what I'm saying? He's just power. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and he just his Rose Gallery is a backwards ass version of him from another planet,
which is my favorite. I love Bizarro Superman.
Yeah, it's Mr. Mitzelplick. So magic, because of course nothing can defeat his power but magic. So of course you need to bring in magical villains. It's Brainiac, which is a villain computer situation. You know what I'm saying? Doomsday, who killed him, but then they brought him back from the dead. So did he?
No.
Yeah. Batman when shit gets
gave
bad.
him a Batman punch.
Yeah. It's Lex Luthor who's just like, I don't fuck with this dude. Like, like I said, his rogues gallery is whack. Superman himself is kind of dull. We got to fight other Kryptonians. That'll work, right? Because they came to this planet and they got power. Like, sure, buddy, I guess. Didn't you tell me that whole planet got destroyed? It's a whole lot of y'all hanging around the universe.
Yeah.
One planet that got destroyed. So, can't call it.
Were we supposed to be getting a
But-
Superman statue?
Yeah. I think so. They're working on some stuff to make sure we, in this city where Superman was literally born, that we respect him more. Because there's a Smallville, Illinois, I think.
Hmm.
And they be trying to take all the Superman shine because they have a Smallville. And I'm like, y'all, look, don't do that. Because you got that city name. Don't be like, because they do have a Superman statue there and so forth. You're trying to like, yeah, come kick it here. It's like, bro, that's stolen valor. Don't do that.
Stolen valor.
This is some good little Jewish boys who lived on the east side of Cleveland who came up with the idea of that character, and we have to, and we as the state and county got to do more about that because it's real. He's from here, man. That's. I know he's from Smallville, Kansas, but he's really from Cleveland, Ohio, and it must be respected.
Just
But
like Machine Gun Kelly.
I don't have any affinity for Machine Gun Kelly, but he always ride extra hard for this city. Same with the Kelsey brothers. Same with LeBron James for that matter. You know what I'm saying? He always show love to Akron and Cleveland, wherever he's at. And
Except when he
I'm
leaves
like,
every time.
bruh, you know this. You know this. You know how this organization is run. I cannot blame him.
I mean, if I had a chance, I also would run where they got Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. If I would also go there
and be paid well for it.
Yeah, if I'm getting paid to eat Roscoe Chicken and Waffles, I'm gonna be there. I'm sorry. So if any podcaster out there who want to pay me to eat Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, like, all right, I will suit up and wear a yellow and gold pimp suit out there for you.
I think they fried in that Montequilla, so I don't know, man.
Oh, well,
Harold's fried in the Monte. Everybody out there in the lard fried joints, man.
Oh man. So I was out in the city of Chardon, and like I seen these chips a couple different places, and they call like crispy golden.
Okay.
I'm like, man. So I got my partner a bag, and she was like, read the ingredients and stuff. And she's like, man, these is fried in lard. I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't, pop them open on the way, and eat them on the way home. And when she opened them up, she's like, yeah, I smell that bacony stuff. I was like, all right.
I mean, it's probably something to it. It's probably some magic to it. And that old silk hat they found. Like, so who am I to hate on people who've been cooking like they've been cooking for as long as they've been cooking? But I don't get down with the get down. You know how it rolls, man. Yeah. Unnecessary. I was about to say, why'd you buy the chips? We could have tested, but I'm glad you didn't because no, we couldn't have.
Yeah, I only got a small bag, and I was just like, when I bought them, the lady at the store was like, don't get the ripple ones, just get the regular ones. I was like, okay.
I always take somebody's advice. You know what I'm saying? When somebody got something like, oh, man, let me give some guidance to this matter. Like, oh, if you got something to tell me, I will gladly listen. So please speak on it.
Yeah, I had just kept on seeing them and I seen them at, no matter what city I go in, I'm always going, like around Northeastern Ohio, I'm always going to go into Mark's. And going to like different gas stations, they got a couple different good ones. But man, I probably just should have talked about this to begin with. Man, I think I was in Southwest Chardon. Man, terrible city. I was in. I went into a Sheetz. It was doo-doo on the floor. That just ruined the whole thing for the whole city. And then there was driving like I was in Detroit. I was like, man, this city is terrible. So you got Dookie on the floor, you got lard chips, and you got you're driving crazy. No bueno.
Dookie on the floor and lard chips is probably your alt title.
And I sent you a link with the chips.
It won't open. I tried to get the crack. It won't. It keeps saying, let's try that again later.
Okay.
So I did try to get it. Just put the name in there. I'll copy paste.
I'm doing it now. Thanks.
Thanks, sir.
And I misspoke. They're called Golden Crisp, much like the pimp that we know of.
Now, what's funny is, cut that out and paste it elsewhere so I can get on the other side of the screen.
Can't get enough of that Golden Crisp.
Paste and go. Don't worry, my people who view. I gotta show y'all something. Hold on, these joints right here. I just click on that and not. There we go.
Well, no, it says and or lard. So which one is it? A black girl lost her shoulder or you for ice?
Golden Crisp potato chips was started 6 years ago. Still family owned and operated. Massillon, Ohio. The chips are kettle cooked one small batch at a time in a mixture of lard and a blend of oils that give it a distinct flavor. So it is and, not or. We make only one kind, and it's not like anybody else. Odell Gandy told Ohio Magazine in 1965, my recipe is a secret. Well, your secret is you be cooking shit in animal fat, and that's gross. But I'm going to show y'all this one because this was the chip of my childhood.
Oh,
down in
Golden
Tennessee.
Flake.
Yeah, Golden Flake was the dandy of the South when I was a young man. So Golden Flake was everywhere. And I remember the bags having I feel like they were like a tan situation. So this is like a much more appealing or eye-catching kind of design. Yeah, I dig it. The other one they came up was salt and vinegar, but yeah, Golden Flake, man. If you down south or you in the Memphis area, I think the homeboy is down in the Memphis area. So you see, let me know if Golden Flake's still popping down south like that on the shelves of the bodegas, so we know what's craculating with that.
Yeah, I remember when we were in Chicago, and I think we went to a little liquor store, and they had Great Lakes chips. I'm like, what the fuck? We ain't even got those here. But then, like soon after, like I did see a bag in like a more hipstery store later on, but I was kind of offended.
Yeah, I can respect it. So, just to get you all caught up, this went from evil characters.
Well, Jenny being evil
to comic book villains, and characters in their rogues galleries. To lard fried chips, to the chips I came up with when I was little. Okay, now you're all caught up on the situation. It goes places. You got to hold on tight. Okay. Anything else, Ant-Man? Was any other villains of the Jenny variety?
No, I keep it brief. I know lunch. It's like usually the way I look at the show. Like I usually look at it at intervals of like 25 minutes to 30 minutes, and I think I'm about where I need to be, because next time I'll say, well, RoboCop probably they trying to say RoboCop was a villain, which I'm not really going. I don't really go for that. He's more of an anti-hero.
Fair. We're like 529, which is technically is not quite ready yet because I hadn't typed up the notes yet, but it is edited and does have show art. Was 2 hours and 50 minutes. What the fuck were we on last week?
Because that was the first week that we actually because before Nick was on.
Yeah. And
then this week was like the first week. Last week was the first week that we had just talked. That we have been on in a while together. So,
did we take a week off? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I took a week off. Then Nick was on, and then we got back together. When we get back together, it's always a party.
Fair. Like, goddamn, that show long as shit. And that's even, and I don't think I really had to edit anything out of it besides just the beginning clap situation. So can't call it. But that's what's up, man. Box, man. Dunk this bitch, man. Story time. Lunchbox.
Slam it, jam it, make sure it's broke.
Well, it's funny because he's probably gonna listen to this shit now. Not like I took my little brother to practice parallel parking on Saturday.
Okay, that did happen. I'm glad.
Yeah, and what's funny is, so he kind of had, and like I said, he's gonna hear this because he listens to the show now.
Oh, nice.
And so he has kind of a feminine trait about him a little bit, where
I don't know if I don't even like you describing shit like that, my nigga. Go ahead.
You'll understand where I'm going with this when I get there. So, the quality when like a woman's interested in a guy, but she won't just come out and say it, so she tries to dance around the subject. The whole kind of like, how did you not know I liked you? I asked you how your day was, kind of thing. Like that. Like, why didn't you ask me out? I asked you about your dog. Clearly, I was interested. So
Okay.
he kind of pulls that shit on me, where he's just like, my parents drop him off. I take him to do the fucking. Or actually, we haven't left yet at this point. We're getting ready to like head out the door, and he's just kind of like, actually, no, this did happen. I'm sorry. Back up, reverse it. This did happen after the parallel parking thing, because we had to go back to my house for a little bit before I dropped him off at the hockey game he was going to. When we went back to my house, we had like a little bit of time to kill, and I'm making a sandwich, and he's like, he knew that I was dropping him off at his high school hockey game, and I was going to go meet up with my buddy to do bowling practice. And he's just like, so, what time is bowling going to be over? And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like, it ends when it ends. Like, we could bowl 3 games. We could bowl 5 games. We could take our time. We could rush. I'm like, we're not doing an official practice. This is literally like us doing whatever the fuck we want to do. Just me meeting up with my buddy. And he goes, oh, well, what time do you think you'll be done? And I'm just like, I don't know, dog. I'm like, why the fuck are you asking me? And he's just like, because like I'm not doing anything later. So like, maybe if you wanted to like, link up and hang out this evening. And I'm just like, that's a long-winded ass way to get around to just be like, hey man, you want to hang out this evening? He did the whole song and dance, went around it, just kind of like trying to feel me out. Like, just say that you want to come back over here, pimpin'. That goddamn, like, you don't gotta like elbow your way into the room. You're already in the room at the table. Just fucking speak your piece. So, I mean, like, my plan for the evening, because it was the first night in like 10 days where I didn't have to do anything with anybody. And so my plan was to just like maybe play Call of Duty or something. And so I let him stay, right? So like after the hockey game, my parents picked him up and took him to get his hair cut. And then they dropped him back off of me. And my mom was surprised because she didn't know he was coming. Like, she didn't believe him. So I let him come back here, thinking that like he wanted to hang out with me, whatever, spend some time with me. Motherfucker just came down to the basement and hung out in my basement by himself while I sat in my living room and watched a movie. Like, I watched like the Aquaman movie, which is over 2 hours long, by myself. He'd come up every now and again for like a minute to like talk about like something stupid. Like, he'd drink his little Cane's drink and then go right back to the basement. I had to come down here and check on his ass. I came down. He was standing on the hex bar over there in the corner of the basement where the workout equipment is. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I don't own that. It's not for standing on. And two, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing down here? He's like, oh, I'm just thinking about maybe working out with some of this. I'm like, well, if you do, just don't kill yourself because I'm going to be going to bed. And I'd rather not wake up to find you down here suffocated to death with a chest press bar on your neck. So he ended up staying. And then what's funny is, I told him that he's kind of like Family Guy. Cause like we're driving around, like we're playing, like there was like a Pokemon thing on Sunday afternoon from like 2 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a little mini event thing. It wasn't anything like spectacular, but like they had a little thing going on. And so I was gonna have to take him home, but I wanted to do the event. Like me and my buddy were planning on doing. Like we bought like the game tickets for it. So I was like, all right, you can roll around with us, do this event, and like I'll drop you off when it's over. And like he just keeps telling all these random ass stories that like no one knows anything about, but he like brings them up at random ass times. So it's like I told you, it's like watching an episode of Family Guy, and they're having a conversation, and then it's just like, oh, it's like that time that this happened, and then like the cut scene where they show the thing. I'm like, this is literally like what's happening like over and over and over again. It's like, oh, this one time I was eating Cane's chicken sandwiches, and
That dude loves
like,
raising canes.
And it is so bad now because my buddy was hungry, and so we stopped at Cane's while we were out. Like I'm like, I don't care. Like I didn't get it a couple weeks ago when I was supposed to get the sandwich. There's one right here. It was that or McDonald's, and I was like, fuck it, we'll get Cane's because the kid likes Cane's. So I bought everyone Cane's, and it was the most like mid shit, and they fucked up the order again.
Wow.
And so I'm just like, I'm looking back on myself because I'm like, I used to love this shit when I could only get it like a couple times a year when it was only down in Columbus. And now that I have access to it and I can technically get it whenever I want, a couple times I've gotten it, it's been fucked up. The order's been wrong. And then I eat the food that I do get and it sucks. It's just like, it doesn't have that same special quality that it used to have. And maybe it was just the scarcity that provided that. And I was just putting lipstick on a pig in my head, But like, I ate it, and I'm just like, this is the shit that you're standing for all the time, like in my fucking Instagram DMs with your memes and sending me shit from your buddies eating cane sauce and shit. I'm like, this is this is your king. I'm like, this sucks. My lips tasted like fucking salt for like hours. The sandwich was mid. They didn't even have the bread for it. Like they fucked up the order. Like they didn't give the kid his extra sauce. They fucked up the extra toast. Like they gave him coleslaw. Like it's just like so many fucking. And they made me wait. So like there was already a car waiting at the end. Like how McDonald's like, oh, well, the fries are coming out in a few minutes. Pull forward. We'll bring your food out when it's ready. Cane's did that to me. I'm like, but then I still see cars behind me coming up, paying, getting their food and pulling off. I'm like, what the fuck did we order that like they didn't order? Because this place only has fries, coleslaw, toast, and chicken tenders. There's literally nothing else here.
That's true.
What the fuck are we waiting on that they're not waiting on? So like eventually, like I said, they brought out the food and it was wrong. But whatever. But
no, how did you just whatever that? That's a
Well, no, that wasn't the point of the story. Is what I mean. That was just a footnote in the grand. That's why I say it's whatever, because it wasn't the focus of what this whole thing. So, my brother, and like I said, he's going to hear this because like I told him that I talked about him on the show, so he's just like, oh, I'll have to listen to it. So he's going to hear this, and I already told him this like when he was in the car. None of this is a surprise. But yeah, he just he's like, it's funny too because like he's trying to set up future hangout sessions with me. He's like, oh, we should work out this summer and this, that, and the other. I'm just like, maybe. I'm like, I'm all about making plans, but I'm not going to book my calendar 7 months in advance. Like,
for sure.
Like, talk to me closer to the time. Like, then we can talk. But like, you're not going to book every Saturday I got for the next 6 months. Like.
How was his parallel parking?
It got better. And this is the same question my mom asked. One, So he has since gone to driving school. Since that time, I let him drive home around Halloween.
Yeah.
So he was better on the road.
Okay.
And one thing he still needs to work on, though, is checking his blind spot before he changes lanes.
Yeah.
Like, he's still a little too fast with that for my liking.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, he was better about approaching traffic lights to make turns. He was better about spacing with cars. Then the parallel parking, he got better at it as like we kind of figured out what he was doing wrong. He was overcompensating on his cut. So instead of kind of making like the half V shape, he was kind of starting to make an S. And like he whacked the cone a couple times.
Yeah.
So we got him to kind of flatten out a little bit better than turning the wheels so harshly. So he got better with it as we went. But the funny thing about that was when we got there was a lady there doing it by herself in a car, like an older black lady, not like old, but like she wasn't a teenager.
Yeah.
And there was no one else in the car with her. Like, she was just there going back and forth by herself. So we pulled off into a parking spot and waited. And then she left, so we went in. We switched seats. Actually, we switched seats after I tried it once because I hadn't done it in years.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if the boy still had it, and I nailed it on the first try.
Nice.
But yeah, then I got out. We switched seats, and so he was doing it for a while, and then there was like 2 other cars that came that were waiting on us to finish. So he got kind of like gun shy at that point. But like, I mean, he was nailing it like time after time after that point anyway. So, yeah, he got better once we kind of like workshopped it. And like my mom was asking me about how he was doing, and I told her, same thing I just said to you guys. And I even told it to him when when this was all happening. It wasn't a secret. So she's like, "Oh, you should maybe talk to him about it." And this, I'm like, "I already did." I'm like. I was telling to him while we were in the moment. I'm like, I'm not like fucking writing a report, like, because I guess it's like, I'll just say this about my stepdad. He is not a good person to learn driving from because he is the quintessential rage driver where he just yells at everybody all the time about everything. Like, whenever he calls me or my mom calls me and they're in the car, guarantee that he's going to be yelling expletives at somebody at some point in the phone conversation. When my mom called me to talk to me about him staying at my house, because it caught her off guard, she didn't know until he told her. So she called me to verify everything with me. And while they're on the phone, he's just screaming at somebody. And then like he's the problem because like he thinks everyone should just get out of his way and drive the way he wants, and everyone's stupid and this, that, and the other. And like he can't let stupid shit go, because people do stupid shit. I'm not saying everyone's perfect. People do fuck up, but not to the degree that he makes it out to be. He just wants it his way and then gets upset when people can't read his mind of how he's trying to do what he's doing, and or if someone like doesn't go fast enough and he misses a lot. It's stupid little petty shit. And so it's just him trying to teach my brother to drive. There's just no patience there.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of why my brother is trying to get me to help him and let him drive in my car and me teach him parallel parking, because I'm more calm about everything. So it's easier for him to learn because he's not getting that added stress of all that like negativity.
Yeah. You're a good bro, man. Well, I mean, you're a good friend, so I know you'd be a good bro, because I'm saying that's some blood betwixt.
I don't know if I would say I'm a good brother, if I'm being honest. And
I feel like
I only say that because I have many siblings that I do not have a close relationship with.
I'm just saying, over this last, let's say, year, with your baby bro, that's the youngest of this operation, you have been making a concerted effort to be more present in his existence. And he has been, kind of returning the favor, like, let me go kick it at my bro's house because it's a dope house and he's good folk. And I just feel like you've been
I don't agree with your assessment completely. I wouldn't say that I made the effort to do it. I would say that he did.
Well, you've not stopped.
I just allowed it to happen.
yeah, that's okay to just be open to it. How about that? And you've been open to it. And I feel like anybody who's listened to the show for a stretch will be like, oh yeah, Dan sounds like a good bro. Like I definitely would like, yeah, he's kicking it, he's doing the damn thing, he's picking them up and taking them driving and feeding them little punk ass and so forth and so on. And as long as he does what he's supposed to do, because that's what the lessons you've been trying to teach him. So that's another thing. You're over here giving life lessons to my man. Like, look, you ask in advance, you have a real conversation with me. Don't be just like on some old maybe kind of sorta. And like I said, that's dope. So I think that makes you to him as of late. I'll try to like pat it down some. Is you don't want me just saying you're a good brother, because why would you accept me giving you a compliment?
No. You said that. Well, I mean, I've never really thought I was. That had nothing to do with you. It's just a personal assessment.
I know,
because I don't make I have brothers that I haven't talked to in a couple of years now. Like my one brother, I don't even know where the fuck he lives. My other brother, I didn't even meet his son until last summer, and the kid's like 4 already.
No,
and it's like, I don't make an effort to do these things,
but they don't make an effort either. So why do you have to take shoulder the blame?
It's generally a two-way street, and not to mention like your brother getting to the age where he's able to communicate with you in a way where you don't got to be like, oh hey little bro. Like he's getting to the age where like he's recognizing the people in their life, and I mean not only what you can bring to the table, but like being able to talk to someone on an even playing field is always a good thing. And he's getting to that point, and you're being receptive, and I think it's like Paul Abdul and that crazy cat, y'all 2 steps forward and 2 steps back.
All right, I love it. I love hearing stories about it. I love that as y'all relationships continue to develop and grow, and what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I dig it, and so, and I'm not saying no love to your other brothers but like I said, they not talking to you either. But y'all didn't come up together either, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like we didn't live together.
Yeah,
well,
it's like
me and the one brother kind of did, but the other two, like, we did at like one point, like me and the one, but not like so much the other one.
So it's like there's a lot of stuff there that kind of, I don't know, builds a wall between y'all. You know what I'm saying? And like young J Money here is attempting to be better than that. You know what I'm saying? And not have the wall that exists between you and the others, between you and him. And I dig it. So
I just need him to get rich and famous and take me out of this hood. Take me to the promised land.
Oh my gosh. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great when he gets in. We'll know famous photographer blank, blank, blank. And it's going to be like, oh, yeah, I know that guy. Via his brother, but still. So
I just hope.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna do the same thing with Anthony's kids. I'll be like, I was there when they were born.
Yeah,
practically raised them.
I'm looking forward to the day where your brother like. So tell me more about this shaking thing.
Soaking shaking situation. Like, sir, don't be hanging with the Mormon girls.
I'm hoping that he goes back to school. Like, guess what I learned about today on the Stage Country Mill podcast that my big bros are.
I'm willing to bet he already knew about it because he was the one who taught me what edging meant last week.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I will say it's kind of like in like Mean Girls when Amy Poehler is in the room with like Regina George and all them.
I'm the cool mom,
and she's like, "Yeah, I'm the cool mom. You all keep me young." It's kind of like that. And like he kind of like is keeping me up on current vernacular. And I was just like, something that he said, like maxing.
Okay.
I was like, why? I'm like, that's so stupid. I'm like, we already had plenty of other adjectives that were perfectly fine. And then you all went and just made another one that sounds worse than all the others.
So what is maxing?
It's just like, It's like a way of saying like highest level.
Oh, okay.
Like,
As in min maxing?
so it's like edge maxing is just like going to the brink and then pulling back. Like,
so not
he
coming.
taught me what
not coming
taught
to
me
the
what,
extreme.
yeah, he introduced me to what mewing is.
No.
So I had to watch a video on that to figure out what the fuck he was talking about. Now I know
Go
what
on.
mewing is.
What is
I
mewing?
mean, don't just leave us
Mewing?
out in the streets.
Mewing is like when your mouth is closed, you tuck your tongue behind your teeth, like the upper part of your mouth, to make your jaw more pronounced or something like that. So you look less fat and like a more defined jawline.
I'm sorry, I'm tucking my tongue behind my teeth.
Yeah, you keep your mouth closed and you like tuck your tongue, like you push it into like the back of your teeth or like the top part of your teeth. And so it's like it's supposed to like pull your jaw forward so you have like less of a double chin and a more defined jawline apparently. And apparently like the YouTube videos are training these kids to do this shit so that it like kind of becomes more of a permanent thing for the chads or whatever.
Oh. Ad chads?
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. Is like when he was like, because he's like, they were doing a video of the hockey team. Like I said, he went to his school's hockey game or whatever, and he was behind them when they were doing like a video of the players or some shit. And he's like, he was so excited. He's like, "Oh, they got me on camera! Like they caught me mewing!" And I'm like, "What, you were making cat noises? What the fuck are you talking about?" And then he does the pose, and I'm just like, I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like you're yelling at
He's
this
doing
to me like I
handsome
know.
Squidward face.
Yeah, so I had to like I said, I had to pull up the YouTube video to like understand what it was he was telling me. And then after I watched the video and I saw him, I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm glad you're excited about this.
I wonder who came up with that. Was it
Bruh,
Jason Mewes?
There's an article about this on the Today Show.
Apparently, I need to watch the Today Show to keep on the 411.
Why are teens mewing, and what is this trend all about? What's happening here? Unfortunately, scientific evidence supporting mewing's jawline sculpting claims is as thin as dental floss, notes the AAO, a complex interplay of genetics, bone growth, and muscle development. Development influences facial structure. Simply changing tongue placement isn't enough to magically correct misaligned teeth, reshape your jawline, and prevent the need for orthodontic treatment. Okay. This shit don't work. Stop it. I mean, unless you got jokes and it's just a funny, fun look, but it's doing nothing. There's no permanence to it. And, man, it is all over the internet, bro. Wow. There's a lot going on there. And of course, the American Association of Orthodontists have checked in on this. This is from January 17th of this year. So it's out here right now, boy. The Mew game got people like, no, stop it. This is stupid. You are adults. Fascinating.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that one because I had never heard of that shit, Lunch.
You could thank my brother.
I will.
And he'll hear it too.
Thank you, J-Dub.
Respect it. Well, there you go, people. Like I said, I ain't really got shit to tell you, man. Well, I guess whatever. I did record a Cadillac this week, and it's out there. And I had to laugh. Chaffee had said basically on What Up With That, he basically was like how, in his opinion, Gen X is really a dope generation, and Donnie, who basically runs the network the show's on now, was like, no, man, this why millennials is doing this hot shit and so forth and so on. I was like, there's no way you can be this upset about this conversation. And maybe he wasn't, and maybe I'm just taking it worse than it was meant to be. But I'm just like, we got to chill. I feel like that shit was unnecessary, but whatever. But then people were like, Donnie is probably like Box's age. See, like in that wheelhouse. So, you know what I'm saying? A bit younger than us, but still. But what was picked up on was, of course, I discussed, of course, good Canadian chocolate. So that same Donnie ended up ordering some good chocolate for his wife, good Kit Kats for his wife, who does enjoy them and says they're very rich. I'm like, I'm glad that happened. And then somebody else was talking to me. It was like, yo, you should go to World Market if y'all. And I'm like,
come on,
your boy been down. And I was like explaining to them how to do a Tim Tam. Yeah, these niggas is new to the guy. Don't trust me. I'm putting this show in the damn. Going forward, this goes in the Cadillac part of the Discord over on PSVG. Anyway, my man was talking about. I was trying to explain the Tim Tam Slam, and I'm like, "Yo, that shit, I love." And he's like, well, "Can't I just dunk him?" I go, "No, they get covered in chocolate. If you just dunk them, it ain't gonna work. You do the slam to get the fry." He go, "I'm just gonna take a little bite and then dunk him." Like,
come on, man.
Just do the Tim Tam Slam.
Directions.
I did the video of Emmy made in Japan doing the Tim Tam Slam. I'm like, that's the shit, man. You make the little straw, suck you up a little hot tea. I have found that a cup of unsweetened tea is the beverage you want to do Tim Tam Slams with. Works like a champ. I think the flavor profile works the best and so forth. So I'm this me in these Discord streets trying to be a better member of the Cadillac team. You know what I'm saying, and interacting with the listeners and so forth. And it's and I just had to chuckle that people are actually having discussions with me about what I'm saying on the show because we don't do that over here. But
that show was also live, though, right?
What's up?
That show was also live, right?
Yeah, we do it live. That's the second time we did it live, and so there are people who are interacting in the chat and so forth. And like I said, so that's kind of fly. But yeah, it's fun in that regard, and I enjoy doing Cadillac in general. You know what I'm saying, and so that is basically what I've done this week. That is out of the normal. We do that once a month. You know what I'm saying, and we were late this month because Delvin couldn't record last Monday. And so we ended up pushing it back to this past Monday. But Charlie got it in, got it edited, got it up, and that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, I don't ever get. Not only do I am I on Cadillac, I listen to Cadillac. So I'm saying, I'm telling you right now, you might want to. I probably could have put that in the section of the show where we talk about what we listened to and so forth this week. But I'm actually on that one, so I figured it goes a little more. It fits a little better here. So that's what's cracky leg with your boy. So we'll just leave that aside. Let's get on over to the mean streets of Reddit, where each week we go to the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? We find out if these motherfuckers is assholes. It's a delight. I pulled a range. I had some other ones pulled, and I was like, man, that one was too long, and so forth and so on. I think these fit the bill of what we do in this operation. So, oh, shit, did I click on something? There it is. Oh, no, I made that one disappear. The first one. Am I the asshole for taking my grandchildren to Disney for the first time without their mother and refusing to apologize when confronted? Am I the asshole for making my daughter choose a different restaurant for her birthday meal than the one she really wanted? And am I the asshole for buying cheaper steaks for my in-laws?
I think.
Which one y'all want to start? Which one y'all want to finish with?
Which one did you like the most, Lance?
The last one.
All right. I think they should go exact. It should go 3, 2, 1.
Fair enough. Ooh, I just moved that camera in a way that. Am I the asshole for buying cheaper steaks for my in-laws? We had the in-laws over for dinner, and I made steak, everyone's favorite. I'm a medium rare gal, so is Hubs. So I got us some nice ribeyes, which I cooked in the sous vide and then seared them. My in-laws like their meat well done, beyond well done. Honestly, like cooked to the point where it's practically disintegrates into dust because you obliterated every drop of moisture within a square mile. Straight up shoe leather. I don't refuse to make it that way. It's not my place to tell someone how to enjoy their meal. They will answer for their crimes when they're standing at the gates of hell. But I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on 2 more ribeyes, two more ribeyes that were just going to get ruined. They wouldn't want me to keep the fat cap on theirs. So they're really going to end up a couple of indistinct gray bricks. So I went ahead and just got 2 manager specials of a much cheaper cut. We ate dinner to no complaints. They both loved their solid blocks of pure carbon that I served up. But then mother-in-law took it upon herself to snoop through my purse for the grocery receipt.
What the fuck?
That's where this should have been that. This where the aim of the asshole should have been.
Well, she had to paint a picture.
Honestly, kind of par for the course with her and a whole other can of worms for another time. Okay, we respect that. And I get caught red-handed. Gray-handed? They offered that I serve them second-class meat. I'm over here like, come on. Obviously, I should apologize since it's kind of a bad look, but my only regret is that I didn't cover my tracks better. Is this person an asshole for, buying and preparing better meat for her and her husband than she did for her in-laws?
No, because people do that all the time. Like, hey, the kids' table don't get y'all get Faygo, we get Pepsi. So it's nothing different. Or little hugs.
Yeah, like based on what she's describing on how they would have wanted the meat cooked and what they would have done to it, it would have been a waste of money to buy them that same cut of meat because part of the reason you get that cut is for that fat cap. If you're just going to throw it out, there's no point in buying that fucking cut of meat for those people.
Yeah. It's like you're not going to enjoy it and it's just going to be ruined. And
honestly, they'd be better off getting the other cut because it's probably going to be more of what they want, rather than getting a ribeye and basically mutilating it.
Yes. It's like this is what you enjoy is your cut of meat. And there's going to be no explaining to it. They're going to be mad because you're saying the person that would go through your damn purse or your garbage or whatever to find your grocery receipt.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. That's an ass beating, honestly.
Is never going to accept your apology anyway. So I mean, I guess you can apologize and be like, hey, I'm sorry, but whatever. I just tried to make sure I gave you more of what you enjoy. And you enjoy this, and you just, you wanted your meat. And it's not second class, whatever. It's fucking, I fed your ass. Shut the fuck up. I cannot be accepting that this person needs to apologize, and therefore they are not the asshole. But they mother-in-law on some nonsense. I can tell you that shit. Eat your damn meat with ketchup, you fucking trumper. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh.
That's how he eats his steaks. So I'm not saying that as a disrespectful that they voting weird. I'm saying that man eats his steaks well done with ketchup. Facts. That's all I'm saying. And they eat their steaks in a similar way. They do probably vote shitty though. I mean, you're gonna eat their steak like that. How do you eat steak? And I'm like, come on, I'm never gonna disrespect the meat and do that to it. Come on. Let's get a couple of comments. Let me get this straight. They enjoyed the meal until they saw the price tag. What I really want to know is how she gets away with snooping through your purse like it's perfectly normal. Not the asshole at all. And the OP response, she's a weird lady all around. Very much a mixed bag of a person. Very friendly, but belligerent. Sticks her nose and everything and fakes being oblivious when she's actually pretty conniving, but also very loving and supportive in her own way. Basically a human tornado. I don't want to get into it too much, but there's some physical symptoms that point to the possible congenital condition that would have impacted her mental, emotional development growing up. We all kind of roll with it since they don't live with us, and her idiosyncrasies are manageable in small doses. I don't know if I've ever seen the word idiosyncrasies written out, and that's a word right there, bro. Wow, there's a lot going on there with a fat ass Y in the middle of it. That's crazy. What's to say? This is my husband. He drinks expensive Johnny Walker on the rocks while I mix mine with Coca-Cola. You think he's giving me expensive stuff? No, LOL. This person responds, I buy my husband 2 types of whiskey. I don't drink, so I can't tell the difference. He has the cheap stuff to make mixed drinks. Then he has the expensive stuff that he drinks on the rocks. And then he jumps to, you mix the red label with cola, not the black or green label ones. And never the blue one. Okay, so thank you for all this advice on liquor. I wonder, is Johnny Walker really that shit, or do we just make it out to be fancier than it is?
I mean, I never had Johnny Walker Blue, but...
Yeah, there's different levels to it.
Yeah, it's red, black, blue, green. I'm aware, and there's probably another one that they got. It's like this special cask age, blah, blah, yakety schmackety. I'm hip. You know
Johnny Walker Rainbow.
Johnny Walker made the damn Game of Thrones shits. You know what I'm saying? We out here. Johnny all over the place. Like an apple cider or something.
Doing a lot of walking.
and with a stick. Let's see. Not the asshole. Mother-in-law shouldn't have snooped. You can save yourself by saying that her cut of meat is more ideal for her doneness choice, and that your cut of meat, while ideal for medium rare, loses all flavor via the fat getting burned away when cooked too well.
I mean,
so you just wanted to provide her with a more flavorful meal.
Honestly, no matter what she did, it wasn't going to be good enough for that lady. For
sure. But the OPW did respond to say, I can see how that would actually be true in a normal situation. But trust me when I say that they are well beyond earthly concepts like flavor. Watching them eat steak is like watching a demonstration of pure dominion over animal kind, more so than anything that you or I would call a meal. But I can give that argument a shot. Jesus Christ. They really be butchering the meats. For a person, I mean, let's be real. This person is Guga-esque, you know what I'm saying? They sous videing and searing and, you know what I'm saying? They reverse searing, doing all they doing the effort to make their meat experience hit. So, of course, this is like just blasphemy to them to watch somebody destroy a cut of meat. And, yeah, it's okay. So, of course, yeah, you buy the fucking 2 for 20, whatever, 2 for 5. They got garbage down the way. And you be all right. No, you're not the asshole. But I'm looking at your mother-in-law real crooked. Okay. Am I the asshole for making my daughter choose a different restaurant for her birthday meal than the one she really wanted? All right. Now, just taking that as it is. Asshole or not an asshole?
I'm going to say not the asshole because my son's birthday is on Monday. And we were going through like, hey, what are we going to do? And I'm like, me and Emery are going to have regular food. And you and Anthony can go eat this because they want to go to hibachi. And I'm like, I'm not paying $60 for rice. I'm just not. I just don't feel like that's a food and entertainment. I think that I need to go to, and not to mention one of our kids is not going to eat anything on that menu. But I mean, to be fair, I don't know if hibachi has pizza and chicken fingers.
Box?
What?
Sorry, Lance. This person an asshole or not? Or not
lady?
Taking their daughter to the restaurant they want to go to for their birthday.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, suck it up one time.
One time. Let it be a bad bitch weeping.
My 39 female daughter very recently had their 17th birthday. My husband, 42 male, and I told her to pick out a restaurant that she'd like us to take her to for her birthday. She chose a seafood restaurant that we'd never been to. In looking over the menu, I saw the vast majority of the dishes contained shellfish. There were a few entrees as well as some surf and turf, but there were only a couple of non-seafood dishes. Our son, 15 male, is definitely allergic to shellfish. He also can't stand fish. There are only a couple of dishes that he could actually eat. I didn't want to take him there because I knew he wouldn't really enjoy his meal, and I was worried about cross-contamination. I told my daughter that this restaurant wouldn't work and that she would have to pick out a different one. My son said that he would be fine just staying home and that they could use the money they would have spent on his meal to just order him a pizza instead. My husband also insisted that since it was our daughter's birthday, that she should be able to choose the restaurant and that our son would be fine home alone with pizza and video games. But here's the thing. We can only afford to go out as a family every so often. When we splurge on a restaurant meal, I want both of our children there. I insisted my daughter choose a different place, and we had a nice meal as a family. But she's still a little salty that she didn't get to go to her first choice of restaurants. Most people I've asked say I'm wrong. But again, we can only afford to go out every so often. Is it so wrong that I want to do it as a family? My daughter still had a nice birthday meal.
You're an asshole because you made it about you and it wasn't your day.
Yeah. I'm sure the son would rather be at home edging than, going to a restaurant.
Edge maxing.
Yeah, edge maxing. Than and eating a pizza and playing video games.
There's no need to whatever. He said as much.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm good. I will simply stay here, take her out, celebrate. Maybe bring me on some cake. But of course, why would you do that when you could just,
control everything?
Make your daughter feel like shit. Because, that's an option. First comment, you're the asshole for a lot of reasons.
Ooh.
First, if you're going to put parameters on her choice, you should have told her that beforehand. Second, you seem more hung up on the fact that your son wouldn't like the food than his allergy. Your son's preferences are irrelevant. This is your daughter's day. He seems to understand that, but you don't.
Ooh.
Third, if you were really concerned about cross-contamination, you could have called ahead to discuss the concerns and see what precautions the restaurant will be willing to take. If that isn't satisfying, which would be perfectly understandable, your son offered to stay home. I get you want to have a family meal, but all you have to do is tell your daughter that she is not, but all you have done, there we go, is tell your daughter that she's not worth individual celebration. This could have been a great opportunity for you and your husband to have individual time with your 17-year-old, a rare opportunity. Instead, you squandered that and created unnecessary conflict and possibly formed resentment between your daughter and her brother. That got 29K karma, and it deserves it. I just clicked that motherfucker with a thumbs up, arrow up at work. Because, man, you spoke the truth, unhinged lawyer, which is this person's name.
Oh.
Their title in this subreddit, asshole aficionado.
Sustained.
Let's see. Scroll. Let me see if I can find piece of video games and no parent/sibling around is heaven for a 15-year-old. OP is being selfish because it's all about having a meal as a family because that's what OP wants, not her daughter's birthday. Let's do a control F and see if not the asshole pops up. I love doing that. So far, NTA only comes up when it's in another word. So I'm going to go with, not the asshole is not, no one is saying this person is not the asshole. They are, Reddit agrees with us. This person is the asshole. Just lay it out. Like, they're going to go eat over there. We going to eat over here, and it's going to be just fine. Because it would be just fine. It's weird that you argue yourself out of that. People weird. People drive me insane. Last one. Am I the asshole for taking my grandchildren to Disney for the first time without their mother and refusing to apologize when confronted?
All right. So it's going to depend on one thing. If they're still married or not. If they're married, yes. If they're divorced and the kids just want them there as both parents or whatever, then no. Or separated, never married. Like you know what I mean. Like they're not together.
I'm going to be bold and choose asshole.
And spicy.
Oh, yes.
Shit. My son made this account and asked me to post this story because he claims my normal meter is skewed and the internet is going to tell me I'm an asshole. I recently babysat my grandchildren, 5 and 4, for a period of 4 nights and 5 days. So my son and his wife could attend a wedding in Mexico and spend a few days on vacation. They approached me since her mother would not be available, and I initially said I wasn't comfortable with that. It seems like a long time to watch the kids. And she has point blank told me that the woman's family is more important than the man's. So I was irritated. I was being asked and not her mother. I will admit that I did give in when my son became very emotional, but I feel that I was being manipulative. I feel they were being manipulative. While I had the kids, I was invited to a birthday at Epcot and wanted to go. It didn't even occur to me to run it by my son or daughter-in-law as I had the kids for an extended period of time, and obviously they knew they would be going where I went. My daughter-in-law had previously mentioned wanting to save up for Disney, but she said that about a lot of things and never made me aware it was something super special to her. Also, it was Epcot. Not like I took them to Magic Kingdom and they had some magical moments of seeing their favorite characters. When they returned and found out my daughter-in-law was furious and burst into tears, she said I stole one of her kids first and called me entitled. To be honest, I didn't react well to being called entitled. When she was the one who had previously demanded babysitting, my son asked me to apologize as she was distraught over missing their first Disney trip, but I declined and asked them to leave. My son reached out again and said I should have asked for something that big and his wife feels robbed. I know she's a huge Disney person, but it was Epcot. not quintessential Disney, and I don't feel I should have had to miss out on a birthday party I wanted to attend. I told my son I'm not apologizing for anything, and maybe they should think about how they made me feel when they didn't respect my initial no. My son feels like Red is going to show me the error of my ways. Your son is wrong. I'm going to refresh this because it says 9 people are typing, so this motherfucker is hot.
Oh, nice.
No, this person's not an asshole to me. I'm sorry.
I agree.
You put me on the clock, and I took them where I was going, and I was going to Epcot while you went to Mexico.
Fucking relax.
Yeah,
About to be like Dan's stepdad and start yelling.
Like, now, this is something that, like, you guys are going to have to fill me in on, because obviously I'm not a parent. How much did you guys look forward to the quote-unquote firsts?
It depends on what the first
Like,
was.
Because like, to me, first time at Disney Epcot seems like it's not that big a deal.
Also, not most people don't have that first.
Yeah, some people don't. But I can tell you one thing. It is a big deal to some person to my partner. Like, she really wants to go to Disney. I could care less. I don't have any, like, it would be cool to see. It would be cool to see it through my children's eyes, but I'm not interested in going in the least. Like, not at all.
Like, I want to go to Disney, but not for Mickey Mouse. I want to go for, like, Star Wars.
I mean, honestly, I just want to see. I wouldn't mind seeing my homeboy Lightning and probably Chick Hicks, but like, check out. I mean, but other than that, like, I'm not really a big Disney dude. Like, when we went to Universal Studios, that was cool. got to see Transformers and Shrek and shit like that. But like, and Harry Potter. But like, man, I'm a black dude who was trying to grow up faster than I should have, and I didn't really watch Disney stuff.
Y'all know, of course, but you, the listener, may not be aware. My lady is a Disney person. She worked there. She has a deep affinity for Disney and so forth. Has been there multiple times in our time together. I have not been once. I have no intention of going. At some point, I said we probably go to Disneyland, but I have simple rules that I will never set foot in the state of Florida, with the exception of if Delvin marries his lady, and I get invited to the wedding. Then I'll go down there because I gotta respect my man's, getting married. But that's about it. That's the only reason Florida has any possibility of me going to kick it in that state for any reason whatsoever. So Disneyland is the only one I go to, or Disney Paris or something like that, other places to go Disney up at. So I don't have this, like I said, this deep abiding affinity for Disney type things. But like Bach said, Star Wars, fuck yeah. They got a whole Marvel situation out in Cali too. That I think is dope. They do have a Lightning McQueen situation out there too. And so, you know what I'm saying? Disneyland, yes. But I'm not in my mindset. The first, like you were asking about, Box, is first steps, first word, solid foods. These are the first that I'm firsting about. You know what I'm saying? I was never like, their first haircut was pretty dope. So I did have a good time with that. But had it not occurred on my watch,
about first haircut more than I would about first solid food.
I mean,
that's personal. I'm not saying I think there's so much to feel that way.
What it is
I just feel like if it were, that's how I would think about it.
It's those stages of growth is all it comes down to. And it's like, yo, that's crazy. My little man done went from like sipping on an all liquid diet to like enjoying a jar of Tutti Frutti for the first time. It's like,
I'm telling you, it's pretty interesting when like they finally eat something that they like and you can fucking tell. It's very interesting. Like, okay, I had these peas, but these sweet potatoes though. But these sweet potatoes, and they be, fucking tearing it up. It's interesting. It's a great time.
Let's see comments here. This is Bulbasaurus Ranch.
Oh wow, that's hilarious.
Supreme Court just ass is his title in this, or their title in this subreddit. I hope your son feels humbled here today, not the asshole. They imposed on you to watch their children. You did exactly as they requested. You've done nothing wrong. You are not responsible for your rude daughter-in-law crying. Tears don't make a person right. The only entitled behavior is your son and daughter-in-law. They guilty you into accepting something that you expressed you were not comfortable with, and then got upset how you took care of their children for them. You shouldn't have to forego your plans because they did not secure childcare before going on vacation. Again, you've done nothing wrong. She deserves no apology. She can pout and whine all she wants. She was the one who put you into an uncomfortable situation. She never said not to go there, and you're not a fucking mind reader. Next time they say something like this, tell them you can't deal with the negative reaction of daughter-in-law and aren't willing to subject yourself to their behavior. Facts. So I'm gonna just roll down some. Roll. Actually, you know what it is. Control F. YTA. Control F. You're the asshole. Oh, here we go. I got one. You're the asshole. As a parent, I would be horrified if my children were taken somewhere like that without my consent, especially when it was communicated that was special for them. You knew. Your tone is arrogant and entitled. And if you were my mother-in-law, I would go no contact. You ultimately accepted the babysitting request. Nobody put a gun to your head, and it certainly doesn't excuse your behavior. I don't blame her for putting her family first with a mother-in-law like you. It sounds exhausting to even deal with you. A parent has a right to know if their kids are being taken somewhere out of the ordinary, especially a place like that. Obviously, your friends are more important than your son or grandchildren. That's sick. Do better. I doubt you'll be asked to babysit ever again because you have proven you can't be trusted. Let's click on the 10 more replies beneath that. And let's see who likes this bitch. I mean, hey, whoa. Oh, no, these are people who agree with her. I honestly can't believe all the naughty assholes here. OP knew the parents were hoping to take their kids to Disney and took them anyway before the parents were able to without saying nothing. I get the OP was upset about being strong-armed into babysitting, but that sounds intentionally malicious, and I certainly wouldn't want to leave my children with someone who deliberately tries to hurt me. And this person says, what difference does it make? They're not going to remember anything specific except maybe being happy with OP. Daughter-in-law can still play marketing victim when they get with them. Can play marketing victim as if they've been marketed to when they go to get heart. Well, whatever. I think you may need to consider your behavior. I would go no contact with a these motherfuckers who just are so like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. It's just internet based. Motherfuckers just been on the internet too long and they think they can pull that shit off. Trust me, man. There are levels to this shit, and this does not rise to the level of no contact. It does have me looking at your son kind of crooked because his wife told him my family is more important than your family. That's wild disrespectful, man.
Yep.
I was already mad at that lady, and now I'm even more mad at her. That was the one. Here, let me click again. Let me see if I can find another You're the Asshole. No, that was the lone You're the Asshole. Yep, my first thought after this paragraph is that this will not end well for the son. Not only are they both entitled, but I'm guessing he's a lazy prick. Why didn't he come to Reddit and make his own case? Mom, definitely not the asshole. Son and daughter-in-law, big You're the Asshole. I feel bad for the kids getting stuck in the middle of this. Let's see. Yeah, that was the lone You're the Asshole and the person beneath them who signed off with them. But no, these streets is hot.
And I feel like that one fake because like why you agreeing in secret?
Yeah, you real out here. Nah, you're not the asshole. You taking care of you took care of you and your grandkids. Hot. Fuck with it. Also, it's Epcot. Trust me, all you do in Epcot is as far as Vanessa has told me, is pretty much go drink and eat. It's like that's what goes on in Epcot. The experimental. Oh shit! Let me hit her up. There's Epcot means something. Ooh, you know what? Here, I don't even go so far as to FaceTime her, so y'all can hear Vanessa tell me what Epcot means.
Epic pussy cradling our thing.
Oh, hold on, let me put you on speaker. Are you there? Yeah. All right, you're on the show, so you know what I'm saying, watch your mouth.
Uh-oh.
What does Epcot stand for? Experimental what?
Prototype experimental prototype something tomorrow. I can't think right now. I'm driving.
And I want you to know, like I said, my lady is a super Disney head, and that's how little Epcot means to anybody. She don't even know what the fucking shit stands for. What did I just tell you? What I just said, what Epcot is good for, drinking and eating. So we just had to have an asshole that involved Disney. I wanted to make sure. I remember Epcot meant something. I thought I'd ask you, and I was like, I'll just FaceTime her and put on the show.
Experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
Frozen Bride and Ugly Cry.
Oh, Box looked it up. Experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
That's what it was. It was like, yeah, it was something at tomorrow. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was like community, but I was like, what am I forgetting? Oh, man, whatever.
I love your face. I love your face. I'll talk to you in a bit. Oh, well, be safe and don't be loud. Bye. So, where like, Epcot ain't popping like that. Epcot is the big ball that you see when Disney being advertised to you. The big old golf ball, that's Epcot. It's not Disney. The characters ain't running around there. You're not meeting Mulan. So, I don't know why we were Mulan, because that's lightweight or deep cut at this point in time, age-wise, you know what I'm saying? But still. I should have
No, they had the remake like a couple years ago.
Yep.
What's up? Oh, yeah, they did do the remake.
The live action.
Jinx.
Yeah. So
they had a couple Mulan movies.
Yeah, that's one thing I do miss. I do miss the straight to video Disney movies.
How funny. They as a company was like, them shits was trash and we should have never did
Oh
that.
my gosh. That I don't really fuck with like the Lion King, but the like it was like a one of I don't know if it was the second or the third one with Scar's Sons.
The Lion King one and the third or whatever that shit is.
Not that one. It was another one where it was like Scar's Sons. It was like this one with a hot top fade and he was a fucking asshole. But then like they end up fucking him up and going too far. It was like, I just remember that shit like
that was our amateur asshole segment. We over here in entertainment now. Ride with us. So you know the story about my man from who sang and that shit, right?
Jason Weaver?
How his mom hooked him up? Yeah. So his mom smartly took the long the long con on that one and took the it didn't take whatever.
The upfront money.
She took the residuals.
Yeah, she went for residuals instead, and my man stay wealthy off of that shit because, of course, it's one of the most popular things ever. I'm gonna be a mighty king. Oh, sweet nuclear Sprite. Thanks, babe. I didn't even ask for this. She loves me. Can't call why. I'm very much not a good guy. But McDonald's Sprite, the best Sprite in the game. But yeah, it was some. I think it was some good. Like I liked all. Well, one, I love Aladdin, so of course I'm going to. The heck no, y'all. Of course, I'm going to love the Aladdin sequels. You know what I'm saying, where his father came and so forth and so on.
I like the Prince of Thieves or whatever.
Return of Jafar and Prince of Thieves. Is that what the last one was called?
That or 40 Thieves or something like that.
Yeah,
I used to watch it all the time. I just don't remember the title.
So I'm with you, and I did appreciate some of the direct-to-video Disney sequels, but like I said, they it's like why the guy who CEO of that point in time ended up getting like drummed out. They was like, can't believe this is making our it's like lessening the value of their properties because they're making these little cheap videos and so forth, and so yeah, they as a company are not on our side with that. I
mean, I feel like it was just Disney edging. Like you got to a point where yes, you got some of the bigger things, but along the way you got to practice.
I loved Atlantis, and they made a sequel to Atlantis, and I was like, no. And that was always what was kind of whack. Like it was the quality of the voice acting and the quality of animation just was multiple steps down. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't quite Disney Afternoon levels of quality, but it just wasn't. It wasn't the theatrical releases, and so
I just never really got like hype for them because they just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
And so it was just like, I was like, what is the Lion King 1.5? I don't fucking know
I
about
love that
this.
particular one because it's basically the Lion King told from perspective of Timon and Pumbaa. So I think it's a neat way of doing things. Plus, that one was actually they did well by that. It's actually a pretty quality bit of animation and voice acting. They pretty much brought everybody back for that one.
Yeah.
Even though there was a
it's
Lion King
Home
2
Alone
stars,
3,
whatever.
who the fuck is this kid?
Yeah. So we'll just point out, y'all, man, some good stuff to be had there. But otherwise, in the realm of entertainment, what has T been up to?
The second one, it was the Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. That's the one
Simba's
I fuck
Pride.
with.
Okay.
Like,
okay,
that one is real. It's real dramatic. It got some real deep cuts in that bitch.
Fair. Well, I'm what I've been on and been on hard. It's Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action Netflix show. It's so good. Let no one take you to the contrary. People who are mad about it can be mad about it. It's like the same people who was mad that Harry Potter got skipped over Dobby in like the third movie or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever movie it was that they was like, Dobby should have been here. How's Elfin? And he wasn't until the next one. So that's the kind of people who are angry about the Last Airbender adaptation of the cartoon, which is super well acted, amazing for a little Netflix show. The effects are really well done, and I'm happy to announce that they got to announce yesterday that they have been approved for seasons 2 and 3, so they will get a full run. And I think that's so dope that they will get basically the 3 seasons just like the animated series got, and it gives them a little breathing room, so maybe they don't have to go as fast as they had to run through this first season. It's real fun. I've been, of course, watching people's reactions to it, but then I also have been watching it with Vanessa because she's like, I want to watch that. I go, really? And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, I will gladly watch it again because I super enjoyed it. So I've been going through it with her, and it's been a delightful show to watch and now rewatch. Avatar: The Last Airbender is banging. We also watched the Adam Sandler movie Spaceman, which is on Netflix. It's a dramatic turn, and it's I don't know what to say about Spaceman. And it sounds like I didn't like it, but I did like it to a degree. I didn't love it, I don't think, is what it is. And I think that's just what it comes down to. It's an interesting movie. And I won't say I highly recommend it, but you've got a little time and you fuck with Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler's more dramatic works. I'll tell you to give a Spaceman a watch. So that's what's going on with that. In the realm of video games, I don't have them all in front of me right now, but I do have this one. My adapters from Analog arrive. That one right there is the TurboGrafx 16 adapter, and that is a Keith Courage in Alpha Zones. It's the first TurboGrafx 16 game I've ever owned. I told y'all about it last week that I bought that at a PAX years ago for like 10 whole bucks. And guess what? I finally played Keith Courage in Alpha Zones. Keith Courage in Alpha Zones is a really pretty looking game. And I was discussing on Reddit the other day. I don't do a lot of Redditing, but I was happy to show a picture that I had taken of my cartridges and so forth. Sorry, y'all, that was real loud. But I kind of see Keith Courage. Let me see if I can push start. Is it that start? Man, it's such a good looking game. The color profile is super nice. I don't know, man. I dig it a lot.
I followed this account on Instagram the other day that does like refurbing for Game Boys and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I sent it to our group chat, but like I was like, man, maybe I should like look into getting one of these things.
I'm telling you right now,
redo the screen and all that.
I mean, I guess you're saying you can. I recommend the analog because it can play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games, and you have cartridges. You have some physical media. That's why I like that. But you are right. There are people out there who they go in and put new screens in Game Boys, and they put in a rechargeable battery and so forth. So they kind of update it, you know what I'm saying, and give it a little panache. But I highly recommend the Analog Pocket. It's a system I've had since they released it. Like I said, I posted on Reddit a picture of my collection of cartridge adapters and cartridges, and it got some love. And it also got a motherfucking talking greasy about my analog, talking about that shit is filthy. You should clean it.
Come on.
And all that led to me was telling that motherfucker, I'm a grown ass man. Watch how you talk to me in a block. So that's how it goes down in these Reddit streets for your mans. So it's like, it's because I actually play it. You know what I'm saying? So and also I filmed an unboxing of the adapter. So I actually have to put that together and get that posted on my own personal TikTok. And what I managed to do a couple of times is I'm moving stuff around, was I kept brushing up against the screen, so I'm schmutzing up the screen. But I don't know. I do know rather, but finally they announced the Analog Pocket in 2019. And they said what it's going to do, it's going to play all these games and all the handheld systems and so forth and so on. And stuff kept getting pushed back. There's a pandemic. There was a semiconductor shortage. So much stuff happened between here and there. And now, here in 2024, finally, after all these years, I can play Atari Lynx games, Neo Geo Pocket Color games, TurboGrafx 16 games, Game Gear games, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color games. And trust me, I have other things on this system that I can play Genesis games and Master System games and so forth. And I do enjoy all those things. And it has a dock like the Switch, so I can actually hook it up to my TV and play it. It's great. I love it. And I'm very happy that finally arrived and is the damn thing. I'm not reading anything, but what I did listen to, you might remember when Nick was on the show a few weeks back, she recommended a song called Buckle Bunny. If we was getting down with Beyonce's country output, and the artist of that song had put up a pretty cool little TikTok. Was basically like, I'm going to talk about how they want me to discuss how Beyonce is doing something with country and blah, blah, blah. And then the whole time the video is just her doing her makeup. And it just made me laugh. But the artist's name is Tanner Adele. The song is Buckle Bunny. And if you listen to Buckle Bunny, maybe I'll play you a couple of seconds. Buckle Bunny. It's what I always tell people about country music in this day and age. Country music at this point is pretty much just fucking hip hop. It just really is, and this lady is she seems to be a shade of some sort. So I don't think she is 100% black, but I also know she ain't 100% white either. So she kind of got a little, a little color to her. Let me crack this open, and like I said, let me give y'all a little bit of Buck Bunny already in process, and y'all can tell what y'all think of it. I dig it. Also, she's a cutie pie. Because YouTube's a bitch and doesn't like me having Buckle Bunny playing over the podcast. I'm just going to read you some Buckle Bunny lyrics. And JD, go check out Tanner Adele's Buckle Bunny. I'm a Buckle Bunny. Drive my own truck, got my own money. Banging with the chaw so I talk funny. Rhinestone hat say Kentucky. I'm a Buckle Bunny. I'm a Buckle Bunny. Ate the whole cake, left them no crummies. Bottle bleach blonde, but I'm no dummy. Big back porch, but a little tummy. Can't take nothing from me. I'm a Buckle Bunny.
That was definitely a trap song.
I'm not saying all the country music is like that now, but a lot of country music is like that. And I laugh when I hear people say, I don't even fuck with rap. You know what I'm saying? And I also laugh when people say, I listen to everything but country. I'm like, bro, that's just, it's unnecessary to be that kind of person. It's like, I'm not saying you got to go listen to all things country and whatever, but it's like, it's just as dismissive as people who say, I don't fuck with rap because it's just niggers talking, which is a quote from De La Soul's Stakes Top. You ever know where that particular quote comes from. And like I said, dope song. Nick Jew was spot on with that recommendation, as you can see. And that shit kind of go hard. And I was reading about the artist Tanner Adele, and she was born in Kentucky, but literally she said when she was a day old, her adoptive parents came and got her and moved her out west. She was raised in the Mormon faith and did her missionary work. So you know what I'm saying, not a little bit Mormon, a soaking Mormon. And
this is an all soaking episode.
And I like that she is banging with country music, and like I said, I hope she goes far. And she I saw an article that basically was like how they they were talking to her about how she basically has basing her mix of country with a slight little R&B tinge to it, and she seems to be, and that was like on her. It was one of several articles on her Instagram where she was saying, I think if you want to get to know me, you should check out these articles. So I feel like that's her straight up saying, yeah, I know who I am and I know what I'm doing with my music right now. So don't be thinking I'm on some whatever. I'm like, fuck yeah. So Tanner Adele, Buckle Bunny. I would tell you to get down with that. I'm also listening to, I started because Chaffee recommended it, Schoolboy Q's new album, Blue Lips. It starts off with a bang. Wherever I left off at, I was like, I don't know if I like that song. So I'm not saying it's extra great, but not bad. And then it's this thing, and I guess I'm going to share the video, but video sharing is, it's going to look a little funky. But I want y'all to see, and I want y'all to hear a little bit of this. I think I sent it to you already. So Box, it'll be maybe new to you. This is a freestyle rap battle. This is the guy who went second in the battle, and they were supposed to do 2 rounds. They did not do 2 rounds. So I'm gonna click share on the screen. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of this. Let's see where my volume is at on this. That's about right. That shouldn't be too loud. It's Ty versus Craigville. This is Ty who will be spitting, and it's you're gonna hear it and you're like, wowzers, but you have to kind of see it to get the full experience, because it was a YouTube video initially that's of course taken over TikTok. So let me give you a little bit of this because it's kind of insane.
Take over bars battle. If you rap about my bro, I'ma slap the shit out you. Since you rapped about my wife, I'ma slap the shit out you. Since I'm feeling pissed, I'ma slap the piss out you. Heard he got that dog in him, I'ma slap the bitch out you. You went to Westchester, that's good shit. You doing documentaries, you on your Save the Hood shit. You ain't gripping Glocks and spinning blocks, but it's some dead. Y'all man's got the ram, but you ain't trying to bump heads. Every time this nigga touch a mic, he acting usual. Lying in his verses, talking about some shit he wouldn't do. Whoever said you fire, little homie, I swear they fooling you. I'ma tell the truth to you. You really ass in the streets saying great bitch. Your sister pre-law, I can guarantee that Craig snitch. He put a bunch of rappers on his gram thinking Craig sick. Philip Markoff, they found a killer writing Craigslist. I don't wanna hear no Craig raps, I'm here giving Craig facts. I promise you that Craig whack, please don't bring Craig back. So is it Craig Johnson, Craig Bill, or Craig Jack? For acting bad boy, I'ma hit Craig with a Mac. I am who I am, I ain't gotta say what's up with me. Luckily for you, we cool, don't act tough with me. I promise you, shit'll get real bad if you fuck with me. They say duffers only, don't worry, we'll send you company. The team will, up and hit the road, I will leaveville. You'll only see Ville by the Atlantis, deep Seaville. I will sleepville, cold world, but I'm a Heatville. He gon' take a permanent nap, right in Dreamville. I hate your family looking like they never knew Ville. You been pussy all your life, don't act Newville. You rap like Dr. Seuss, you know, a kid from Whoville. I told him I was battling you and they said Whoville. Wasn't you an RA telling in your ways, reporting kids were smoking weed and regulating what it say? My uncle did 23, I'm talking every day. They threw the book at that nigga and he read every page. You was talking shit to Nas, you was talking shit to Dave. Said you digging graves, didn't know it was your own grave. I hate y'all, I do anything to replace y'all. How you start your verse stealing bars from K. Lamar? They call this shit a side quest, now we taking side bets. You gon' have to eat this L, but it's hard to digest. I told you shit was getting real, but you ain't have a clue. They asked me why I rap this way, I told them rent was due. Shit, I'm really from the trenches, we don't come with fear. Brody took a leg shot, it's hard for him to hit the stairs. You was a Beanie Siegel fan all throughout the years. Now when the temperature drop, you feel it in the air. I'm sorry bro, you can't talk like this. You barely got motion bro, you can't walk like this. Catch him on a Friday, switching on me, he gon' drop dead. Headshot, I promise you he won't. Get up, Chris! Look, I can do this with my eyes closed. He gon' rap at 8 and he gon' make me raise a 9 slow. I'ma give 6 to a sandwich, they wanna slide though. Fuck, I look like losing to this bitch Kifiano. I don't wanna battle these women, nigga you do. I ain't never
It's that get up, Craig, when it's like insane. It's like, oh, you knew what you was about to do when you came in that studio, sir. And you was about to eat that man alive. It was real bad. Like the one dude went first and it's like, you like, that's not bad. Hey, okay, that's some pretty fine raps, okay. And that dude did that, and it was real.
Yeah, and you were getting to the best part of it.
Oh, why do you think it was the best part?
Like, because the crowd started getting involved and chanting with him.
Man, it's very good. I will probably find you a link to the actual YouTube that's from, as opposed to that TikTok that I had a copy of. So you can actually get an idea, because every now and again they do pan the camera back to the people in the studio. It's like, yo, and I don't go seeking out freestyle rap shit anymore. That's a very much a young man's game. But that one showed up in my timeline. Wowzers, that was barking. Usually stuff like that my man Fran sent me, but that was one that just showed up in the timeline, and I did. So that was a good time to be had there, and I would, like I said, I would definitely give you the link, so you should be good to go. Ant-Man, what's going on with you, man?
Really didn't watch that much this week that I can really speak on, except for I started watching Fresh Off the Boat again.
Nice.
It's a good show. I think I started watching it because I started thinking about Eddie Wong. I'm like, hey man, I ain't seen that, heard or seen from him in a while. And then, my son is named after one of the characters on that show. So I was like, let me give this another spin. And it's been good so far.
Nice. I'm glad that it holds up. So I dig that. Man, I got to get caught up on. I'm like 2 weeks behind, 3 weeks behind.
I haven't even started that this season.
Yeah.
As far as like other stuff go, I need to get caught up on this week's episode of Hot Ones. Have you guys been watching that this season so far?
I did not watch Finn Wolfhard. Then they had if they got one on a Monday, I know it's an advertising one, so I don't know who that was this week on Monday, and I don't know who dude is on there today. So no, I have not watched. I can't
remember the last time I watched Hot Ones.
No,
I have not watched the last 3 Hot Ones. The last one I watched was. Ooh, let me just pull it up. What was the last Hot Ones I watched? Also, then all that song you be doing is think about hate it or love it, dog. Don't stop. And I'm going go ahead and envy me. I'm Raps
MVP.
Quentin. Quentin was the last one I watched.
Okay.
They did a Hot Ones versus with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. So that was pretty. I don't know if that would pique your interest at all, Box, but it's there if you were so inclined.
Yeah, I'm on their Instagram right now trying to look to see what the last one I watched was.
Today is Jamie Dornan, and I don't know who that is. Who is he?
I don't know.
Okay,
I didn't watch it.
And the one that did Monday was Emma Chamberlain, and again, I don't know who she is. And then last week was Finn Wolfhard, who I know from Stranger Things, but you might also know from the latest Ghostbusters movie and the one that's coming out soon. Ghostbusters, what is the new one called? Frozen Empire?
Yep.
I can't believe I got that right. I feel good about that. Thank you. But yeah, Quentin was.
That was the last Hot Ones episode I watched was Mick Foley, and that was back in October.
I think I turned on a Little Dicky one, but I don't actually think I watched it. The John Oliver one was very good. That was a very good Hot Ones. I like the Sydney Sweeney one just fine, but now that she's become just I don't know what the hell to call Sydney Sweeney no more. People was all like, the big titty blonde is back, and because woke America, I'm like, did titties go away? Because I don't recall titties going away.
I got news for you, America. But titties never went away.
Show for show. Random. Anything else?
No.
Reading, podcast, anything?
Oh, I have started listening to a new podcast. It is with Van Lathan and Rachel from Rachel Lindsay from
Rob was just discussing that the other day. Interesting.
Yeah, the Higher Learning podcast. I've been listening to that, and of course, all the I forgot. I sent you a podcast the other day called "We're Here to Help," and
what is that about?
So, it's the one of the. I don't know who one of the guys is, but the other guy is Jake Johnson from New Girl.
Yeah.
And they talk about like somebody calls in with a problem, they try to help them with the problem. We're here to help. But the one in particular I sent you was this lady. Her friends were on vacation, and she was house sitting, and she was like, she lives in an apartment with roommates in her regular life, but she said she was house sitting in an empty house, and she said she just masturbated her butt off. And I was like, he got to hear this. And she said she was just masturbating everywhere in every room and just DJing it up. And near her time when she was about to leave, she noticed there was a pet camera in the house. And she was like, obviously, I've been caught on the camera and they haven't said anything, or they haven't, and I don't know what to do. And,
all right. It's literally the last thing Aunt sent me is right there. So all I gotta do is click it and we'll get down with it. Although I technically don't have Google Podcasts.
I'm sure
on
you
my
would
phone,
have figured out, but it's like episode 4. Like it's.
Yep. Don't call it body lotion with Lamorne Morris as I guess their guest.
Another guy from New Girl.
Fair.
So yeah, I did.
Oh, the black guy from New Girl.
That's not Damon Wayne's son. Yes.
Yeah. And not Damon Williams Jr.
Yeah. So, that was about it. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting. I'm like, T will bust the gut listening to this lady talking about masturbating.
Excellent. Good stuff. The homie Carl Tarter's on Doughboys this week. If y'all want to get down with that, it's Munch Madness, the Tournament of Champions. I believe it is another Taco Bell theme, if I'm not mistaken. So get down with that.
Yeah, I think they're going through the whole menu.
Oh, Jesus Christ! They hadn't done one of those in a while. That is no bueno. They're gonna be so sick. It's like they've gotten so good over the last couple of years. I'll probably just do like some salads or something easy that's not gonna murder us. But I get it. I also feel like they sneakily about to take Doughboys away from me, and I'm just like, I feel like they are trying to go out like having satisfied everybody, and like, here we go, let's wrap it up. And I'm not happy about that. Something I've been noticing. So, but Box, you playing, watching, doing?
I've been playing Call of Duty. Got my first solo win the other day.
Congrats.
Been playing Halo. I watched the new Aquaman movie.
Oh, your opinion?
And I watched last week's episode of Halo.
What'd you think of the Aquaman movie? The end of the DCEU.
It was okay. Like, it was a DC movie. Like it wasn't the worst DC movie I'd ever seen. Probably wasn't the best, but
what holds the title of the worst of the DCEU?
Probably Wonder Woman 84.
The second Wonder Woman movie. I've seen neither of the Wonder Womans, but I think I've seen the rest of the DC. No, I hadn't seen Blue Beetle, but I think I've seen everything else. So both Aquamans and Blue Beetle are what remains for me to have watched. And I like the Shazam movies. Most people apparently don't like the Shazam movies. But
I like the Shazam movies. I think they're like the best work that DC put out.
Who doesn't love Megan Good?
So I very much enjoyed those. Flash is a lot of wasted potential, and doesn't work if you don't have the Catwoman movie that they canceled, because there's stuff in there that connects to that and so forth. So we're missing a piece of the situation there. I loved James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Like, that's like probably the top one of all the DCEU movies. And
is that the first one or the second one?
Peacemaker. Second one.
Okay.
Second one. First one, Will Smith, is pretty much the worst movie. I think that's my worst movie of the DCEU box. That shit is Drek. And that
was pretty bad too.
Yeah. So I get it. I get why Wonder Woman 84 don't. Trust me, I get it fully. But the first Suicide Squad is god awful. But the second one is amazing, which is so hilarious that they managed to go from so bad to so good. But that's James Gunn, man. He's a hell of a director. And that's why he now runs the entirety of DC's film universe, with his first movie, Superman, coming out next year. believe next June. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah. Good shit. So that's what we've been watching and reading and listening to. You know, we don't think none of us offered a reading on the situation, but that's what we've been watching and listening to and interacting with. Monopoly Go still got a chokehold in this group, and there's an upcoming partner event that makes me question how they think it's possible for us to get 80,000 points. But sure, buddy, we'll see what happens.
I know Anthony sounds like he's going through it though, like he's ready to quit.
Right.
He's just recognizing this as some horse shit, and I get it, man. I truly do, man.
Yeah, it's it's been different. Like it's becoming less and less fun because, like, I know I'm only like a couple levels over y'all, but like completing the board is just like it could be like a week worth of play if you're not just buying shit all the time.
Like the board completing is whatever to me. It's the fact that it's so fucking hard to get the stickers for the album. And then like when you got shit to trade, people be stingy with the fucking trading, man. Like I downloaded that trading app, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm having to send out like offer after offer after offer. I'm asking to trade my 4-star that I have for the 4-star that you need, like,
and people be wanting
to give
more?
me what I need. And people be rejecting it. I'm like, what the fuck are you waiting for? I got the 4 you need. You got the 4 I need. Let's swap these bitches and move on with our life.
Yeah.
Why do I got to send out 17 fucking offers to the same thing to 17 different people before someone finally is like, you know what? That's a fair trade. Like, come on now. I fucking, the reason I got so far as I did yesterday is because they had that gold sticker event yesterday.
Yeah.
And I had an extra one of each. And so I found someone on Facebook that was willing to flip me a big dog 5-star straight up for the one Sweet Success.
Yeah.
But then it took me fucking forever to find someone to take the photo op, and I had to sweeten the pot. And I made the trade at 4:30 in the morning. I woke up in the middle of the night and had to pee, and I had sent out a bunch of trade offers on that fucking app. And one of them was like, I offered someone the 5-star photo op and 2 4-stars they needed for their fucking 5-star that I needed, just so I could get, because it's like once they take off the ability to trade that photo op, it's basically stuck in my inventory unless I use it to cash into the treasure chest thing.
Yeah.
It does me no good otherwise to have a duplicate. So it was like my hand was forced if I wanted to come off of that thing for something I needed. I mean, I got 4-stars. That didn't really fucking matter. But the fact that like no one, like the person needed the fucking card, and then I still had to give them more shit on top of it just to get what I needed. It was just like, this shouldn't be this goddamn difficult.
Yeah. Only trade with y'all. I'm not trying to. I get it. The hustle is what could probably give me the 5 remaining cards I need over the next 20 days. But if I can't get the 5 cards over 20 days, then fuck them, man. I can't do anything about that.
I mean, the thing is though, it's like, yeah, it's like if I don't have anything you need and you don't have anything I need, then like what the hell? Like we're stuck, So it's like, got to get it from somewhere. And so it's like I had to go outside and it's like I got the wild card off of the Peggy machine thing.
Yeah, I was so close
to get the coins. Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I dropped $3 to get some extra coins to like keep the chain rolling,
Yeah.
But like in the grand scheme of things, I ain't spent money on that game in like 2 months, so I was like, whatever. And it wasn't even the full $3 because I had like 92 cents in Google opinion words or whatever. So it was more like $2 I dropped on that. But I managed to get the wild card off that. I used that to get the golden sticker in the dog set, the Dogopoly one, because I figured I can't trade for that one. So I might as well use the wild card on that one. And then I used the gold sticker event to trade for 2 other ones I needed. And so like now I'm down to, I need 1 5-star, but I have nothing left to trade because I don't have any spare 5-stars that are tradable. And like all of my spare 5s are all golden stickers that I can't trade. And then I need a golden sticker 4-star that I can't trade for. So it's my hope that I can get a duplicate of a 5-star or just get the 5-star out of a pack that I do need so that I can either trade for it or open it and then get enough extra stickers in the next coming weeks to cash in for the treasure chest where I can pick the wild card and then just wild card the 4-star sticker that I need.
Nice. Yeah, I need to get a rich list to close out Ms. Monopoly. It's a 5-star and it actually is tradable.
You need a rich list?
I need, it's a rich list. I need Sweet Success, which is untradeable, so I got to get that out of. Oh, sick.
Because the other ones, the ones I'm missing are gold ones that I can't.
Yeah. I need Happy Shopping. That's also gold. Can't do shit about it. I need Wonderful and Soulmates to close out the Tokamania set.
Yeah,
and, those
Wonderful
are both 5-star.
is the 5-star I still need.
What is that?
Both 5-star Tokenmania. But they're tradable. So that's a or giftable. You know what I'm saying? So that's a possible one.
Lunch.
Yeah. Me and T both need it. But it's the one that I need that isn't the gold, because I just need Wonderful and then I need that golden sticker, the cannon.
Well, I need Soulmates and I just sent you the two you guys needed.
Soulmates. Okay, yeah, I don't have an extra. See, that's the thing. I don't have a single extra tradable 5-star.
Do you don't have gold news?
I have some 4-stars.
I mean, good news.
Don't have what?
Good news under Fever?
No, because that's one of the ones I had to trade for yesterday. The person I was telling you about that I had to offer them more than I was getting. That's what I traded for.
Let's open up Anthony's gift, people.
Yeah, I'll need good news and
And then what happens once you do that? Oh, but look at that! It closed up the thing, and I just got like 2,000 motherfucking rolls. Thanks, Bob.
Do you have any other extra tradable 5-stars?
Yeah.
Poke through.
So yeah, I got behind the scenes.
I got play the game.
I got
because if you want, you could send me one or whatever. And I could try and use the trading app to flip it into an extra good news and then just send you the good news when I get it.
All right. I'm going to send you this play the game one I got. And if you can get me a Wonderful or a Soulmates.
Yeah, I need a Soulmates as well.
But I'll send you the 1 5-star I have that I can.
Yeah, because if Anthony sent me a Wonderful,
I can't. This sticker can't be gifted, so I'm stuck. Play the game can't be gifted. Boo earns.
Which one's that one under? The last one?
Let me go back to it. That was under Miss Monopoly. It's the bottom middle.
All right. Let me check to see if I have.
This is how we ended with almost a 3-hour show. Did we start doing work like this? Let me start shutting it down. You know the deal. Please
rate, if they make that sticker tradable, I got one for you.
Cool. Rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. It's over on YouTube and on Apple Podcasts and so forth. Saying that'd be real mighty kind of you to show us love over there. If you want to support the show financially, you might have a couple of shekels. It's tax season. You might have a buck or two in your pocket this go around. Hit us up on Patreon. Remember, the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new show and video versions of the show that T himself is editing. And that's effort. It's work. And I got to pay for Adobe. And so all this shit is a cost. And if you could help out the cost, that'd be real dope for you. We also got merch, tpublic.com/users that stays Krunchy Milk, all one word. The new logo is up over there, available on any and everything you want it over. So why don't you go buy yourself a shirt. You'll love it. You look great. It's almost spring. Feel free to give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. You can also text at that line if you're so inclined. Some people are like, I don't want to talk. I'm going to stumble over my words. Well, if you think you're better on the keys than you are on the mic, then please feel free to tap and type some things out. You spring ahead this weekend, and by the time you hear this, you will have sprung ahead. You'll be missing an hour. You're going to be a little sleepy.
Sprung.
It's okay. We're going to get through it together, and plus we got an extra hour of light, and that's kind of nice to enjoy now, isn't it? That's probably why the kid has spring break next week. They're like, they need a week to get their mind right, their body back to shape after we take an hour from their rest come Sunday. So I gets it. That's the old boy who just gave me 2,000 rolls in Monopoly,
which means he's
216 zone.
Which means he's going to take all my money because he doesn't have enough friends on Monopoly Go.
I really don't have a lot of friends on Monopoly Go. I'm sorry. If you play Monopoly Go and you want to get down with the get down, holler at us. I'm saying I will gladly get down with some listeners if y'all want to be friends. No worries. So please join us in this mission. Congratulations to my man for getting his first solo win out in the war zone. May you only get better and better at this game, sir, and have fun. This man, Lunchbox 2099.
I'm out here trading.
Yeah, I see.
Hustle. It's what it is sometimes, people.
Yeah, I just loaded Anthony's card into my account, so I'm about to go start sending offers.
Nice. Well, I am the Internet's Taylor 713. Don't make me throw you in the trap. We'll catch you next week. Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.